Righty. Right. Great. Perfect. There we go. Okay. Hello everyone, it's your favorite programming error that is refusing to be fixed. Code here. And today I am playing some Doki Doki Club Meetings because it's fun and I am enjoying this mod. Hello Neon, nice to see you. Nice to see you. So part of me thinks that Rob would be first, but apparently Rob was second. And I went off. Look, everyone is here. I can always count on you three to show up early. I can always count on you three to show up early. Well, ain't that something? Well, you know the drill. You know what's up. We've done this so many times before. We are going to play 2 more episodes today. So, season 2 episodes. Last time we finished episode 16, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Sayori has a short temper, and we also did 15, of course. But yeah. So, after dealing with Sayori's temper, it's time for episode 17. Not yet, anyway. Well, I see you're still gathering some very, very interesting quotes. And hi, Gabe. Welcome to the stream. Hello. Hope you is well. Hope you is well. Well, about to begin. And Mario is here too. Is everyone just showing up early today? Would you look at that? Well then, let's see what episode 17 is all about, shall we? It's gonna be... Tort 2? Is anyone not here at this point? Would be the better question to ask. I'm going, oh yeah. Alright, Kenzo participates in the literature club. Monica spars with the student council. And Natsuki talks with her sister. I am ready. Begin the episode. Last Thursday. Here we go. Can you watch streams earlier of time zones? Can you watch streams earlier with time zones? What do you mean can people watch streams earlier? Everyone watches at the same time. I don't know what you mean. It's another poem because another DLC stream. Yeah, I am aware there are so many poems I need to write. I am fully aware. I finished like 2 recently. Not sure how many more are in queue for the archives. But yeah. Also thanks for the headpad. Not that kind of coming. Yeah. But people are gonna interpret it that way. You wanted to see me, Monica? Yes, thanks for coming. Gotta get into doing voices again. It's been a bit. More headpads. What did I do to deserve this? What brought this on?
Miss Ida says you might be at least temporarily joining the literature club.
That's actually news to me?
It is? She said something about an extra credit project?
I see. I guess that's why she picked what she picked out for that. I mean, I'm fine with it, but wouldn't it be a little weird? Sayori and all?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I don't think Sayori or MC will have any problems. If anything, they seem friendly and receptive to having you here. I just wanted to make sure it was something you're comfortable with.
Well, I don't have any problems with it. I thought the literature club people were kinda interesting and nice when I met them before. Just don't expect great things from me literature-wise. There's a reason I have a D- in English in the first place.
I'm sure you'll do fine.
Thanks, Monica. I should probably move out. I need to talk to Miss Ida about this too before lunch ends. I think she still needs to get it all officially set up.
Sure thing. Tell her I said hello when you see her.
Ah, end of flashback. His hand. Not having a I think you used that line before. It's not the first time you're using that one. But yeah, unhappiness, relatable. Alright, and why the nose boop? What is up?
And those are the terms upon which you'll receive extra credit. Does all that sound good?
As good as it's likely to get? I just hope I manage to get some credit out of it. I'm worried that I'm just going to completely suck at it.
Oh, come on. That's no mindset to be in. Just work hard and have fun, and I'm sure you'll do well. You'd probably be smart to let the club members know you're coming in advance. Don't want to surprise them.
Monica apparently already told them. I'm looking forward to having me there. Even MC and Sayori apparently.
I see. Did Monica say anything else?
No, not really. She just wanted to make sure I was cool of joining and to say hi to you if I saw you.
Huh. Well, she's very conscientious. Kenzo, do me a favor if you would.
Sure thing, Miss Ida. What is it?
Don't you spy on us! He's gonna spy. He's gonna be the imposter. Oh no. How's Triple N, everyone? Honestly, I have decided not to participate this year again. Maybe one year I'll finally decide to properly participate, but it just seems like tedious. It seems to be tedious to me. Also, wow.
Can't put my finger on it exactly, but I feel like the literature club had something strange happen to it, and they don't really want to talk about it. I don't want to press them on it if they're uncomfortable. But I'm a little worried it might be something painful or dangerous for them. Could you keep your eyes out for anything strange or unusual? If I could figure out what's been bothering them, it would make it a lot easier to help them.
Sure thing, Miss Ida. I'll let you know.
Thanks, Kenzo. Have fun today.
I will.
Present day. One person that won't cares for you, so I think you're wrong. Hey! That goes out to everyone in chat, by the way, as well. Like, there's always someone who cares, and even if it's just the random streamer you're watching. No, that's still Triple N. Non-stop Not November is still Triple N. Just participate in whichever one of the two you want, or don't participate. AKA mixing the two. Equaling not participating. The present day. Sia and Yuri are on their way to school.
So anyway, it's been a little hard, but I think I'm getting it. It's been kind of a weird feeling to feel like I'm all smart about something.
You should get used to it. It sounds like the depression is easing off a little.
Yeah, it is. But a little bit, like you said. My therapist said I have learned worthlessness.
Meaning you don't feel bad, but you still think you're bad.
Yeah, apparently that happens when you feel bad for long enough.
Yes, I could see that. How that would make sense. It must take a very strong will to see past the years of terrible feelings. When it's your own mind telling you that you have no value, that must be very compelling. Really, our most dangerous enemies so often come from within. It's something we all can...
Yuri, you're doing that thing you do.
I'm sorry. I really don't know what happens to my thinking when I do that.
It's okay, you're just excited. Most of the time you end up saying something really deep and cool. So don't stop doing that thing. It's just that sometimes it's a little,
Off-putting.
That makes it sound way worse. It's just, you're so smart, you figure things out so fast. And you do that, with what other people are feeling and thinking. It's a little unsettling.
Well, that's a very flattering way to put it. You know, Superior, I think that's the first time I've ever heard you provide a constructive critique like that. That's kind of a good sign.
Should I not have? Did that make you feel bad?
She just said good sign. Of course it's fine. Stake 4 animals on your head. I could, but you're not going to because you want to do something else, which I'm not sure what. Contrary. Non-stop is a contraction of no stop. This counting as 2 words. Well, still. Guess what? First you boop, then you norm. Why do you do this? Or didn't you say a while ago that you weren't gonna do the whole tour thing anymore? I remember hearing you say that on someone else's stream, that you were past it. I guess it was just for that stream or for that specific streamer. Not like in general. Just a curious thing. Anyway.
I'm sorry if I did.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I was just praising you for doing something to protect yourself. Because you're right, it is weird when I go off on a tangent like that, and it can distress people.
Yeah, I am aware you banned it. I did look at your rules. You explained it so nicely. Don't ask, it's complicated. And you know what? That is, yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
Because you're right, it is weird when I go off on a tangent like that, and it can distress people, so I'm trying to encourage you to stop me when I'm distressing you with it. Communication. I'm communicating right now with you.
Another thing my therapist told me is that everyone communicates differently, and I think you communicate kind of literally and explicitly. So I have heard your encouragement and I acknowledge it, and I understand it.
This is silly, but it is nice to be so clear. So, are things going well with you and MC?
Yeah. He's actually the reason I started getting treatment in the first place.
Oh, yes?
Yeah. At first I didn't want to go, but eventually I did it because I wanted to make him happy. And he said that going to treatment would make him happy regardless of what it did for me.
Ah, yes, the manipulation that Yuri pulled. Coming back around.
So I went. And now I want to go not just to make him happy, but because I like feeling better about myself.
What an interesting strategy he used there. Not like I wouldn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I suspect he may have had some help with it.
Oh! Oh! Called out! Would you look at that? Yuri getting called out by Sayori here. A while since I got a quote from you. Watch out! I'm gonna be on quoting mode. Oh no. Rob is sharpening his senses, looking out for them sweet, sweet, succulent quotes. Who knows when you'll find one?
But if everyone did help him with it, I'd be really grateful to that person. They'd probably be a close friend who cares about him and me and wanted us to be happy.
In which case that person would probably say they were happy to help you and him.
Probably. Are you doing anything interesting today?
Not terribly, no. I do still need to write my poem for the club.
Still? You don't usually wait this long, right?
Normally I write my club poems a week in advance, the same day we get the prompt. I get some inspiration when I hear what we're supposed to write about usually. I just start writing straight away. But our poem this week is supposed to be about basketball, and I literally do not know anything about basketball.
Well, okay, so you see there's this ball that you're playing the game with, and there's a basket on either side of the playing field. And you put the ball in the basket. And that's my knowledge on basketball.
Well, I'm pretty sure the ball is supposed to go into the basket at some point.
Yes, Yuri. Yes, you're onto something here. You're onto something.
But other than that, that's it.
Oh, you'll do fine. You'll just, like, write a metaphor about how the basketball is, someone's hopes. And when they go in the basket, they come true. Or something infratective like that.
Or something introspective, yes. This is usually a situation where MC has the literary advantage on us. Where is MC today? Shouldn't he have been walking with you?
Oh god, Tord has Blender. Oh no. You missed Tord. I never miss it. I just don't always like read it the entire way through. Also, Mario, isn't it a bit late for trick-or-treating? Like, Spooky Month already passed, so, you know. But in the end, who am I to stop you?
He's having his annual doctor checkup this morning. He's coming to school later.
Well, it's good that he's taking care of himself. Unless it's nice that we get to walk and talk a little. Other than up on the roof at lunch, I don't get to see you outside of club that much.
Yeah, I'm really glad we get to spend some time together.
Sayori starts humming to herself as they walk along.
She seems so genuinely happy now. It's so nice to think that I helped with this. Stay happy, Sayori. You've earned it.
Yes, we got a happy Sayori. No, not what we're doing here.
So next week the student council says we're going to finalize all their decisions. Funding, advisory status, all that stuff. And room use! Well, they said that no matter what they were going to approve the room use, mostly because we take really good care of the space apparently. So at least we don't have to worry about that. Any thoughts? No! I'm not sure why they're being so hard-nosed this year. Normally they give me a little bit of grief and then continue the status quo. I wonder what's different. Maybe they have it out for you this time. You're always antagonizing them and getting the upper hand on them.
Sayori, again with the sass towards Monica. It never ends. Damn. People say, hold on words, why thank you? I know, I am aware.
Maybe they're finally really mad about it. Gosh, I hope that isn't actually it. You know, Monica, you rub a lot of people the wrong way. You use people, and you kind of gloat in your victories over them.
Sayori starts to walk away.
Shouldn't be too surprised if that catches up to you. Or the rest of us. I wonder what's gotten into her. She's been like this for a while now. Maybe it's just more depression stuff.
Yeah, sass sorry. MC and Natsuki are enduring another civics lecture. Ah yes, the two best characters are here. It's best girl and honorary best girl MC. Natsuki is almost blatantly ignoring the lecture and texting instead. MC sneaks a peek at her phone. Girl.
You can't sweat like stuff like things like that, babe. You've just gotta get motivated.
Is that your sister?
It's rude to snoop on someone else's phone. But yes, that's her.
Funky contact name. Did someone say funky? Aggressively starts playing Home. From FNF, good old stuff. Yes.
Yeah, it helps me remember.
Makes sense.
Hey, play Animal Crossing.
I did.
You played it for like 3 hours. The only thing you did was make a painting that had a heart on it for Sayori.
Sayori would say that's enough.
Yeah, she probably would. She's still doing good. Any better after my little talk with her?
Hard to say. I'm obviously not an expert. I've been trying to follow some advice I got to just take it a step at a time. And enjoying every moment just as it comes.
That's some pretty mushy advice. Who told you that?
Yuri.
Figures. Don't go soft on me, MC. You listen to old Purple Eyes long enough and you'll lose your edge.
My edge?
Oh yeah. Life is supposed to be lived on the edge, man.
Not all froofy with elegant porcelain tea sets and lots of slow, thoughtful nods. You've gotta live every day like it might be your last. Ah, of course, she shares the YOLO mindset. Raw and alive. You know? Yeah, I guess so. Although, really, what you told me is basically the exact same advice Yuri gave me. Only in a more Natsuki tone. Damn. Why? I do not want anything. I am happy. Happy playing the DLC. Why can't rhythm game protagonist die? A rapper is an MC. Yes! Honestly, I'm still upset that even though we got Doki Doki Takeover and everything, we never got a song for MC. Like, he shows up. MC shows up in Doki Doki Takeover, but he doesn't have a single song, which is kind of sad. I really want to get an MC song at some point. That would be really nice. Maybe once Doki Doki Takeover Plus comes out, whenever that's going to be. Like, that was announced a while ago. But hey, they're taking their time, so it's gonna be amazing.
Well, I'm sure it was actually totally different.
Of course.
Yuri's cool, we're just different, very different people.
Right. But yeah, anyway, Sayori's fine as far as I can tell. She's always laughing. And she's always so incredibly sweet to me. She's way nicer than I deserve.
Oh, don't give me that. That sounds like something she would say. You deserve every bit of her kindness, you know? And she deserves yours. And the sooner you both accept that, the better. Because then the faster you'll get married and have kids. And I can be cool Aunt Natsuki.
Sounds like you've thought about this a lot. She's shipped you two from day one. Life's easy lemons. Squirt someone in the eye. Or make life take the lemons back. But yeah. Project... Project Carolina? What? Remember? Doesn't ring a bell right now. Maybe I just suck? Alright, where were we? Right. I don't want to stall too long because I have a feeling some people want to see the gameplay and would leave if I stop.
Oh man, Dad, Aunt Monica is really strict and Aunt Yuri has us do dumb things, like gardening or whatever the fuck. We wanna go play video games with Aunt Natsuki.
Until they get older and think all of us are lame.
Yep, probably. But there'll be a solid few years of fun before that happens.
And before they grow taller than you.
Hey, I'm still growing. Plus, you and Sayori might have pretty short kids.
You are still growing, that's true. Why, you might get to be slightly shorter than Sayori someday.
You're worse than Yuri. So what's the plan for the rest of the day for you?
Well... ARG in the DLC... I only know Project, what was it called? Libitina, if that's what you're talking about. And that one has been around for a while. Like, analyzing the character files and all that. But yeah. With all the images hidden in character files and stuff, that was interesting. So looking forward to when we will get to hear more about that. Well, in which case it does not become law. However, after this, I'm probably going to have to go. I'm probably going to have lunch up on the roof. Ah, Libitina, that's the one. Yeah. All right, that's why it confused me. I was wondering if you meant Project Libitina, but I wasn't entirely sure. Well. Sayori said she wanted to spend time with Yuri today. I'm sure you'd be welcome to come too if you want.
That's nice of y'all. I think I will. No Monica?
Well, I'm sure it'd be fine if she came, but she's been really busy today, it seems like. You know how she gets when she's in the middle of a bunch of stuff. Yeah, girl overworks herself really badly. Well, I'll be there at least. I always like it when we get the whole literature club together outside of club time. Or at least almost the whole literature club. Yeah, I'll look forward to seeing you there. Petscop Company, there we go, so that's where you made the mix up. Oh shit, here we go, now the popular girls are getting in on the shipping.
Oh my gosh, did you see MC and Sayori today? Ah, they're just so cute, I can't stand it.
They're super cute, alright?
Didn't you, get them together or something, Natsuki?
Well, I wouldn't say I got them together, but I was instrumental in helping them get themselves together.
What do you do?
Well, a little bit for each of them. I don't want to reveal too much personal information, but Sayori basically, well, she basically loved MC so much that she thought she, wasn't worthy of him, I guess. And it got so bad that she was denying her own feelings just to protect him from herself. So I said to a girl he should be worrying about whether he's in your league, not the other way around. And I kinda helped her give herself permission to love him.
That's so sweet.
I know.
What about MC?
Well, that boy was afraid of being hurt. I guess there was something in his past that made him worry about being hurt when you fall in love. But I said to him, boy, all love is fraught with risk. Nothing lasts forever and all relationships end eventually. So you've gotta go after her, boy, and live life on the edge while you can. And he seemed to take that to heart. After that, he was a lot less of a wuss about it. And went after her strong. He even baked her a cake with my help, of course.
Wow.
How you even learn to bake, Natsuki?
Taught myself.
That's amazing. How do you even do that?
It's not hard to look stuff up on the internet. It just takes a lot of patience.
But I wish I could just pick up skills like that. You know what I want to know, Natsuki?
What's that?
I mean, you're so smart about love stuff, and you've got so many talents. Why is it that you haven't wrapped some boy around your finger yet?
Well, I've been in relationships with a few boys in my time. As has been previously discussed here. I don't know, just not feeling it right now. Right now, I kinda want to just live the free and easy life. Girl's gotta have some time to herself, you know.
It's cool that you can be so independent. Do you ever get lonely? I know I always do.
Sometimes, but I have lots of cool friends, so it's not that bad.
Do you think you're going to want to get back in the dating scene anytime soon? Anyone who you've got your eyes on?
I'm not sure. Maybe the mood strikes me. When the right person comes along, I guess I'll have to play it by ear.
Okay, but if your skip becomes available, don't blame me if I go for him first.
Of course not. You go get that boy. I could even make a plan to get you two together, you know?
You could?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, she going in. Now let me catch up again. In the first place. Talking behind your back, then just fart. Wow. Romantic love. You never romantically loved anyone, I know from experience. Damn. Getting slapped by the otaku, huh? Well, hi. That's from single to still single. Yeah. Same. Same though. And we watch this anime 25/7. Take you to the next level, my boy. Nice. Sayori. I'd honestly have to say Natsuki because, you know, best girl. I know there's a mod for that, isn't there? There's like a mod for like Natsuki, like Monica After Story, but with Natsuki instead. The Just Natsuki mod, I think it's a thing. Might have to look into that. I don't know. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm great with plans like that.
Oh, that she is. As for every girl, Natsuki's the most worthwhile. I'm just saying it right now. Or maybe Monica because she's the original self-aware one. I don't blame anyone if they want to go for just Yuri or just Sayori. But yeah, Leshy. Just Leshy. Oh no. Imagine the inscription cast in the DLC. Yeah, it would be interesting. Just Leshy. Oh no. Yuri's sitting on a bench on the roof. She is, as usual, reading. It's The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. Surprisingly, Sayori's sitting close by, also reading. Her book is entitled Momotaro.
Won't you get tired of reading that? You must have read Momotaro 100 times by now.
I like Momotaro though.
There are a lot of books you'd like too. I mean, Momotaro's an adventure, right?
Yeah.
So how about a new adventure?
What do you mean?
Here, let me show you.
Yuri reaches into her backpack. She produces a copy of The Hobbit, also by Tolkien.
Here, I think you'll love this.
By J.R.R. Tolkien? He writes super epic fantasy, right? Like the one you're reading. I'm not sure I'm smart enough to read this.
Oh, you're plenty smart enough. Here, just read the first few lines.
Oh, alright. In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit. Not a nasty, dirty, wet hole filled with the ends of worms and an oozy smell. Nor yet a dry, bare, sandy hole with nothing in it to sit down on or to eat. It was a hobbit hole, and that means comfort. Okay, yes, I am invested in this. What's a hobbit, though?
Let's into that in just a bit.
MC walks up from the stairwell. Damn. An eternity of card games. Why not? You know what? You have a point. You have a point. Plus, Leshy was kind of the best at organizing the card. Then again, we've only really interacted a lot with him and PO3. And I think Leshy was the better storyteller. Like, PO3 even pointed that out. Like, yeah, only thing that matters is skill, you don't need story. And I like that to be a little bit of a story. Like, motivation to keep going forward. So out of the scribes, Leshy probably the best game master. Wanna play a frisbee? That would require me to move. Can't do that. MC walks up from the stairwell. Hey, ladies! Getting some literature in before literature club?
Literature is a lifelong journey, MC. Not merely a club activity.
Of course. Reading The Hobbit, Sayori? I thought you were reading Momotaro again.
I was, but then Yuri gave me this to read.
That's a great recommendation for you. I think you'll love it.
I already am, so far.
So, what are we doing up here today? Just eating and reading?
That is basically the plan, yes. Thanks for coming up to visit today, MC.
Sure thing. By the way, hope you don't mind, but I invited Natsuki up today too. So she'll probably be along. Assuming she finds the time for us after hanging out with her other friends.
I'm sure she'll be up before too long.
What do they even talk about down there?
Who knows? The failings of students who are not present, no doubt. Or boys.
Talking about boys sounds fun. I want to talk about boys. Or at least one boy.
I don't think they talk about boys in the way you might want to you might want to talk about boys.
Well, I think I could totally impress them with my boy talk. In fact...
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go down there right now. And get Natsuki.
Whew.
And then talk about boys. Haha!
Sayori runs off.
Well,
That can't be good.
aren't you going to run after her? She's going to talk about you, you know. Aren't you curious?
To be honest, I feel like I'd probably feel more comfortable not knowing what she's going to say.
I guess that's pretty understandable.
Let's see, what are we talking about? Let's see. So, I mean, in terms of hotness, you could do a lot worse.
Super true.
Definitely.
Hey everyone! Hi, Sayuri. What are you guys doing in here?
Oh shit, here we go. How much time and effort you're putting into writing? What? What is even going on? Alright, let's see. We were...
We were... Are you talking about boys?
I guess, yeah, we kind of are.
Great. Because I've got fantastic boy talk.
Sayuri closes her eyes and takes a breath.
My boyfriend is a really good kisser.
Sayuri?
When my boyfriend kisses me, my mind goes completely blank. Everything I might have been worried about goes away. Short-term fears, long-term problems, whoosh, gone. I just kind of focus on the feeling of the kiss, and that's all the world is. As long as we're kissing, it's like all my problems go away. Sometimes I get kind of the same feeling just by looking right into his eyes. It's amazing. But I have to be really careful. It's actually such a high for me that there's always a huge come down. And stopping the kissing once I've started makes me crash a little bit. And then all the problems come rushing back at once. But while we're kissing, it's like being transported temporarily to heaven.
Well, okay then. Also, hi Spin and welcome to the stream. BRB, alright. Because too cute. She is kind of going off right now, isn't she?
Anyway, just wanted to share that. And I came to say that we need you up on the roof when you can, Natsuki. Literature club business. Bye, everyone.
Well, that was something, wasn't it?
It sure was. Leshy story. Not balancing. Grimoire characters. PO3 balancing Grimoire characters. Magnificent setting. Get them together in peace and get the perfect game. Honestly, the base, like the retro game segment was pretty interesting because it was kind of all of them. You had all their different mechanics and stuff. I still think Magnificent's mechanic kind of sucked ass a little bit. It was definitely the hardest one to utilize really well. But other than that, I really liked having like multiple different mechanics to choose from. It was interesting. Have to leave, okay? It's me, no. Well, it was nice having you here, Mario. It was nice having you. It's always nice when you check in.
That was something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it show us. It was something super hot is what it was. The way she described it. I want a boyfriend like that.
Me too.
Man, you make everyone around you cool, Natsuki. Yeah, I always thought Sayuri was kinda dorky, but damn.
You shouldn't judge people by their cover, you know? Sarah's got all kinds of secrets to her.
Are you going to go up there now?
Yeah, in a second. But before that, I want to finish what we were talking about.
Oh yeah, where were we on that? Well, we were talking about whether a School 5 is the same as an Outside World 5.
Which it clearly is not. I'd say it's off by 1. Like a School 5 is a regular 4.
So what would happen if a regular 10 attended our school?
They'd be an 11, of course.
Oh, of course, makes total sense.
Of course. Everything I say is a blessing of wisdom upon y'all.
Alright, back to the roof. She's been down there an awfully long time. I wonder what she's been talking about.
Probably you.
Not too much, I hope. I get really embarrassed when Sayori talks about me.
That's why she does it, you know. She likes the reaction she gets out of you. Oh, don't worry so much. She's probably not saying anything too embarrassing. Although, that might depend on how embarrassing material she has on you is.
I don't even want to think about what you mean by that. I'm just going to pretend everything's really normal down there. And she's not saying anything that will shame and haunt me at this school forever.
That's probably for the best.
Hey, look who I brought back!
Hello, Natsuki.
Sup, Yuri?
Much?
Yeah, like what?
Oh, you know, the sky.
Oh my fucking god! Wow. It was so obvious. It was so obvious I was able to read the line before it showed up. Perfect. That's how we do it here.
Uncounted stars and celestial phenomena. Me relative to you.
Oh, and the call out. Har har.
In all seriousness, I'm doing fine. I'm still not coming up with any good ideas for today's poem. Do you maybe want to help me write it later, Natsuki?
You want me to help you with one of your poems? Well, well, well.
No, really, I think it'd be really useful. This topic is a really hard one for me. It doesn't fit my style well. I think I could use you to at least bounce some ideas off of, if that would be alright.
Well, hey, sure, if you're going to be so genuine and nice about it. But no short jokes while we work on your poem.
I promise.
Yay! So, do you want to hear about what my boy talk was about? Was MC? The girls downstairs were really into it.
Were they seriously? Oh no. Doing homework? Well, you focus on that homework. Ahem. Pardon me for dying again for a second. Jesus Christ, I am so super dead right now. Were they seriously?
Yeah! Tell him, Natsuki.
I'm not sure he wants to hear it. I probably don't.
Well, he's going to hear it anyway. It is important, true information. And he needs to hear it.
Well then, Sayori basically talked up what it's like to be kissed by you. She spent kind of an uncomfortable amount of time on it actually. But it was totally hot. Okay. I wouldn't know how I would feel in MC's situation right now. And really adorable. She talked a lot about how you kissing her quiets her brain down and how much she enjoys that.
It's true. Sometimes it feels like you can make all the problems go away with kisses. And I know that's not the real way to get rid of my bad feelings. But it sure is dangerously addictive. Just like everything else about you.
I am glad to be of service. Though I wish you wouldn't tell the whole school about it.
But you're so incredibly cute when you're acting shy. Maybe I'm addicted to flustering you too.
Well, you have been doing it to me my whole life. Alright, you adorable dweebs, that's enough. Turn it down or get a room. Some of us are actually trying to eat lunch.
Speaking of eating lunch, is Monica not going to come up to eat with us? I was actually originally going to invite both her and Kenzo up here since he's coming to club today, but no one asked her to come up with the rest of us. I saw that you texted her MC, but she never said anything. Has anyone seen her around today?
I've seen her around here and there. She's got that really important meeting with the student council about the club next week, so she seems pretty busy.
It's kinda nice not having her around for a while anyway.
What?
Oh, don't mind me, I was just thinking out loud.
And you don't want Monica around.
Just some of the time.
But why?
She's just so bossy sometimes, you know? It's like she thinks she's our mom or something. It gets old. And she's just, I don't know, always being like Monica, you know?
Not sure I do.
I don't know, she's just always on. She just is always on. Always being professional. Leadership Monica, I guess. It's like she never takes a break to just be herself. That gets old too. It's kinda nice to have a break from that and just be relaxed with relaxed people, I guess.
I guess that makes sense. Still, I wish she were around right now. Feels weird to have the whole club eating lunch together and be missing just Monica. You about ready to go work on the poem together, Yuri? Ready to receive all my sage wisdom?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to being enlightened.
Cool. Let's head over to another bench so, we don't bother the lovebirds with poetry talk.
18 photos to finish, 100 plus photos to edit. Jesus, that's a lot. History lecture to write. Workplace safety test to do. 2 presentations to finish. Partridge and a pear tree? What? A partridge and a pear tree. Okay, you definitely seem like you have a lot to do. Well, focus on doing that.
I lied to them about why I don't want Monica around. But I don't want to lie to you. Right now I just feel like I hate her. And I don't want to be near her at all. When I'm near her, I just feel so angry. I don't know why. It's okay to tell you things like that, right? Do you hate me now? Or think I'm a terrible person?
Oh, but of course I don't hate you. And it's always okay to tell me things like this. I want to be someone it's safe for you to talk to about whatever you want. I don't really understand, but it doesn't affect the way I think of you at all. I'll always just love you no matter what, okay? If anything, it seems like you need a distraction from your feelings. Do you want a hug?
Yeah. And maybe some kisses too.
Oh my god. PDA like this is against school rules, young lady.
We're rule breakers, rebellious teenage outlaws. Come in. Oh, hi, Kenzo. You're here early.
Yeah, I thought it would be a good idea to come early and make a good first impression. You're here early too, Monica. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You've always been the responsible type.
Actually, I have a bit of a bad habit of being late. I'm always busy with other projects and I end up walking in here well after everyone else. But I'm trying to get better about it.
Like I said, the responsible type. So what do you guys actually do?
Well, it varies. You always write and share poems for one thing.
Crap, was I supposed to do that? I hadn't heard about that.
No, it's fine, you don't owe us any poems. Although we may have you write one this week. Do you, know how long you're supposed to be coming here for?
No, actually, I was hoping you or Miss Ida might know. Apparently, at the very least, I'm going to have to write some essays.
What about?
Some books and stuff we discussed in my English Lit class. I think Miss Ida is mostly hoping you guys can help me with those.
Oh, is that all? We can definitely help you with that, and maybe get you done quickly. Oh, hi, Kenzo! It's good to see you again!
Oh, hey, Sayori. It's really good to see you around and happy. How have you been doing?
A lot better, thank you! Monica?
Say nods curtly and heads off to her usual seat by the door.
What is up? Hey, Kenzo is in the house. Good to see you again, man. How's it going? You having a regular one? A normal one? I need to research that meme more.
Clearly, but yes, I'm having a very normal one. Natsuki, right?
That's me. And don't you forget it.
Hi, Kenzo. Awkward. You're my girlfriend's ex. How is you? Haha. MC tentatively extends his hand to Kenzo. Kenzo smiles and takes MC's hand, shaking it firmly.
Hi, MC. We cool?
We're definitely cool. I just hope you won't think we're all terribly lame after today. Poetry isn't exactly the most fun thing for some people.
Yeah, I can't say I'm super into it. But I guess that's why I'm here, so that I can learn to appreciate things that aren't normally my cup of tea.
And speaking of tea, that's another thing we do here.
Yuri! Look at you go! Naturally entering the conversation like that. He did kind of set you up for it, unintentionally. DLC set in a Chinese school? Thoughts? I don't know, I wouldn't really know too much about that. Now bros forever! Well, we shall see about that.
Tea, I mean. I make teas, sometimes, for the club.
I see? Don't worry about her, she turns into an anxiety box when unfamiliar people are around.
Natsuki,
What? It's true? Anyway, are we ready to go today? What's the plan?
MC goes and sits by Sayori and starts talking to her in a gentle voice.
Well, both me and MC haven't chosen an activity yet this semester, so one of us will do that. But first, to welcome Kenzo to the club, why don't we share the poems we wrote for him?
You guys wrote poems for me? You didn't need to do anything like that.
But we did. Or more accurately, we wrote about a topic we thought you might be interested in. Yuri, why don't you start us off?
Synchronize! The galaxy moves 581 kilometers every second through the universe. The sun moves 230 kilometers every second around the galaxy. The Earth moves 30 kilometers every second around the sun. Your goal is attached to its surface, and that is spinning at half a kilometer per second. And so are you, and so is the ball. And with infinitely practiced skill, with the care of an astronaut guiding his craft to an orbital interception, but the speed of a warrior challenged by enemies, you throw the ball at 5 meters every second to begin the strange rendezvous. But the angle matters as well. Trigonometry, calculus, physics, impulses and gravity, curves and air resistance. Your body calculates it all for you, instantaneously, without hesitation, until, in its gentle arc, for cumulative speed of 841.5005 kilometers per second, the ball impossibly passes through its goal, moving at 841.5 kilometers per second. A miracle of synchronicity in a disordered universe. I am told this is worth 2 points. That's a 2-pointer.
so what do you guys think?
She's not even on the screen, there are too many characters. China. Going on there. Honestly, I feel like not much would be different in a DDLC setting because, well, we don't find out much about the outside world beyond the literature club. And they even have access to the IRL internet, supposedly, so, again.
So what do you guys think?
You're the nerd! Getting all those numbers in there.
Well, I think it's fantastic. Some of your finest work yet.
Is that because you helped write it?
Yup.
You know, I thought this one seemed a little Natsuki-like. It even has that characteristic punchline at the end. Very Natsuki feel to it.
At the same time, it retains a lot of Yuri's signature style. The elegant, rich description of shooting a basketball, but at the same time, it doesn't just seem like a Natsuki punchline stapled onto a Yuri poem, does it? No, it's put together really well. It's kind of like the poem was written to mix their two styles really effectively. It doesn't really work without both of their main ideas. I think it works really well together. It works together really sweetly.
So, Kenzo, any thoughts?
Kenzo looking like the Roblox man face. Damn. I mean, he is kind of just a random insert. But man, look at this dude.
You guys have a lot of deep thoughts about poetry. I thought that poem was pretty cool. I guess I never really thought about how much went into playing basketball. Kinda neat when you think about it.
Thank you. Who will go next?
I will.
Ordinary. Once upon a time, I'd go to join the crowds, and I sat with them there, They jump and cheer so loud. I laughed and cheered myself, but I didn't really get why. Seemed like they felt excited, but I felt nothing inside. Not because I didn't get the game, that I understood quite well, but because I didn't feel alive, just emptiness I could not tell. Now when I go, I kind of get it. I jump, my heart beats fast. Do I feel how everyone feels? Am I ordinary at last? Can definitely tell that her feelings are getting into this because she is, you know, finally going to therapy and everything. It's really working for her.
Kind of spooky, Sayori. Does everyone here?
Everyone here knows I have awful crippling depression, yep.
It's still so weird that you say that so cheerfully.
You get used to it. And you know, this is kind of a first. This might be the first poem Sayori has ever written about feeling better. Pretty psyched about it.
It's even weirder that you guys are so used to her being depressed.
They've had a long time to process it, much more than you've had. Don't beat yourself up over it, silly. Yes, Yuri and we have been through a lot together. Sorry if our reactions to these themes from her seem a little strange. It's just part of who she is and we've learned to accept it. But that said, I agree with MC. It's really nice to hear something like this from Sayori. It feels like she's at a turning point or something.
The actual poem is pretty good too. It's a little less filled with symbolism and metaphor for a Sayori poem. Much more literal and direct. But I'm cool with that. Makes it pretty easy to access.
Well, I don't really want to be a stick in the mud or go off on one of my long inconsiderate tangents, but for me, Sayori writing about her pain was a lot of what gave her poetry poignance. This poem feels lost, unsure of itself. Obviously, that's a very, very good thing for Sayori compared to being sure of hopelessness.
And worthlessness.
And worthlessness, yes, but the strength of that awfulness is removed from the poem. It feels like there is a powerful voice missing relative to the poems I'm used to from you, Sayori.
Yeah, I think there is. You're right, I do kind of feel a little lost with myself right now. I'm still trying to figure things out a little upstairs. But yeah, the poem is maybe a little drifty because of it. I knew when I wrote it that it wasn't the same as before, but it's how I feel right now.
That's perfectly alright. Like I said, I personally am very happy that you're improving. It's just interesting to see what effect that has on the poetry.
Okay, me next though. Ah yes, best girl coming in with the good shit. What do we have? Tall handicap. Oh, she's writing about being short again. You ever notice? It's always the really tall ones who have trouble with free throws. It's weird, isn't it? They're so much closer to the hoop. You'd think they'd have it easier. They took it for granted. It's right there for them, easy and free. They don't need to spend hours practicing, but we did. The short ones can only do with skill, what the tall ones do by nature. So when skill matters, it's always the people who had to practice that you'll find standing the tallest. That's nice. That's really nice, actually. Ending like the short people stand the tallest. Really nice little twist on it. Me likey.
Is this a tall joke, Natsuki?
No, it's a deconstruction of tall people. And a powerful statement on behalf of all short people anywhere.
I see. Well, as such, I think it does a good job. It's another very literal one, like Sayori's.
Yeah, poetry needs flowery metaphors. Rule number 1692 in Yuri's Book of Poetry Rules.
I wouldn't put it quite like that, but just for me, I like it when poetry uses symbolism to represent something in a new way. When something is examined from a novel perspective.
Yeah, well, I guess a poem about the struggles of being tall wouldn't be very novel for you. What did everyone else think?
Shorty. Natsuki, it's a poem. Rhyme. What do you mean rhyme? Poems don't need to rhyme, you know this. A lot of poems, in DDLC for one, don't rhyme. I prefer working with rhymes, but you don't necessarily need them. So, yeah.
What everyone else think?
And it was very inspiring. I respect your representation of short people. Like Yuri says, it's very straightforward even for you, but has its point and it makes it well. I'd say it's a very effective poem.
I think we all had a hard time writing fancy poems about basketball. It's really hard to be anything other than really literal.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that Natsuki did the best job she could with what she was given. So I think she should get a lot of credit for that. God forbid, but who the fuck is that guy? The one in the middle? So the one on the left is MC, we all know MC. The one in the middle is Kenzo. He's a temporary attendee for the literature club. Temporary because he needs to get better English credits and stuff. And he is the guy Sayori went out with. I talked about this a little bit, but, MC's best girl, yes. But you know how Sayori picked a random guy to go out with to push MC away from her? Yeah, that's the guy. So basically, Sayori's ex-boyfriend. But they're chill. They're chill. MC and Kenzo seem pretty chill with each other. So we're good. Everything's fine. Are you nervous? Try to stay calm. Think before you speak. Everyone has that time to think. If it's embarrassing, it's going to be okay. You don't have to rush so much. Well, first of all, welcome. What, you worried? And next of all, do you write literature? Because that could work really. I feel like you would be good at it, writing like that. If depression wants you dead so badly, it's gonna have to start shutting down all your organs like a real disease. Well, but it forces you to do it yourself if it's really bad. But damn. So I think she should get a lot of credit for that.
You know, usually it really is the tall guys that have trouble with free throws. No one really knows why that is. Some people think it's a lack of practice, but I'm not so sure. There are plenty of tall guys who practice their heart out but still shoot badly from the line. Some people say that shooting with the right arc is actually harder when you're taller. And some people say that taller players usually have larger hands, which makes long-range shots hard. And some people say that taller guys usually do layups or dunks in close, so they have less live practice shooting. No one really knows.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Shall I go next?
I guess so. It's too lazy to kill you itself, so it makes you do it. Which is why depression is a real bitch. You write poems without rhymes? Isn't that incredibly niche? Well, I'm sure Monica's poem will be one without rhymes if I know her writing style. We shall see.
Shall I go next?
Because she's not the type to rhyme a lot. She plays more with the structure of the poem. Zen of stress. There's a zen to it, like golf, the mastery of muscle memory, the inward perfection, and stillness. But you have no time. Here they come now, furious and aggressive, to take what is yours. Your inward perfection faces external challenge. Your stillness is in motion. You must have 1,000 different muscle memories. The right one for the situation. And your zen is the zen of perfection, under pressure. And the clock is ticking. Probably written a bit about how she's having a lot of difficulties right now dealing with the student council and is super stressed. Yep. I did guess the anime opening with 250 songs. Took a bit. Yeah, with 250 songs, I'd imagine it would take a while. Jesus! How do you have the time for that?
And that was great.
Really?
Yeah. It really got across the feeling of playing the game. You really have to find your center and be at peace with yourself. But the trick is you're under a lot of pressure to do that. This poem really gets at that whole thing.
Now going to watch a beach episode that also triple N. Oh shit. So I guess someone's still holding out. Like 5 days in. Imagine lasting 5 days. Couldn't be me. Which is why I don't really participate in it. You know what? Let's make it official. Next year I will participate in Triple N. I am going to die. But I will do my best.
Thanks.
Hey, if the actual basketball player says so, it must be so. I've never really played much live basketball, just like practicing free throws. I got pretty good at it, but it's probably a lot different under pressure. It is?
I want to be able to punctuate my poems like Monica someday. When I write my poems, I always forget about punctuation.
Wow, she actually saying... Is that Monica Praise from Sayori right now? Wow. I'm holding out damn. Lasted 0 minutes. We can admit our faults here.
I just kind of write it. But then I look at Monica's poems and I think, oh yes, punctuation is good for making poems better. You punctuate great when you think of it, Sayori. It's just something you need to get into the habit of.
I like the change in perspective of this poem. It starts out just generally describing things like an omniscient narrator, but then it snaps you into the perspective of the basketball player, and you appreciate how difficult the abstract things that were being discussed really are. It's very effective.
Yes, and I like how the meter almost feels like it slows down at the end. Like time is slowing down as you try to take that last really important shot. It gets the feeling of pressure across really well at the same time. It tries to get across that you're trying to stay cool. Solid poem, Monica. Guess I'm last to go today. Alright, let's see what Best Girl has here. Competitor. I've never really been good at sports, though boys are supposed to be. I'm strong enough and fast enough, but I'm just a little clumsy. The guys who are good, I watch in awe. Maybe a twinge of jealousy. I'd like to try and get out there. Competitions built into me. But I just haven't found what I'm good at yet. Maybe eventually. Okay.
I didn't know you felt so competitive, MC.
I think every guy does. A little bit. We want to get out there and feel that rush. It's a really addictive feeling, competing in something physical. I can't say I've ever gotten into that. I just wish I was any good at it.
What sports have you tried?
Not a lot. I did try basketball and wasn't good at it. And I just don't have enough speed or physicality for soccer.
Well, some people have to try a few things before they find something they're good at. I know there's gotta be some sport out there that'll work for you. Have you ever tried baseball?
I did before when I was younger, but I stopped playing. Maybe I should try again.
Yeah, I know the baseball team's always in need of more guys. You might surprise yourself.
Bringing it back to the subject of poetry, there's sort of a loose rhyming scheme here. Was that by design?
There was originally a more strict rhyming structure, but I was getting in the way of the idea.
I see. I'm kind of interested in the competitive drive MC describes. I'd like to hear more about that. Maybe later. But since we're talking about poetry right now, this is another really literal poem I notice. We all did kind of have a problem being really fancy with it, huh? Except Yuri and Monica, of course.
Not our fault. The prompt was to blame. I think your poem's fine, MC. Not your best work, but not your worst either. And relatively better than my crappy poem this week anyway.
I don't think so. We can all be crappy together. MC, you're the man. I relate. Let's all be crappy together, guys. Monica ballin' when? I like him. Why Monica be ballin'? She gotta be ballin', I suppose. We all appreciate MC. As for Kenzo, I don't hate him. I don't think he's particularly amazing, but I don't hate him. He seems pretty chill. Just definitely his interests in no way align with mine at all. Seems chill, but not the kind of guy I'd probably ever hang out with too much.
No one's crappy here. It's okay to have ups and downs week to week, especially with challenging prompts. Anyway, shall we move on to our next activity?
Yeah. You can choose Monica. I'll go next week.
Very well. In that case, first we all still need to give each other feedback on our stories from last week, and then I'm going to have us do reading for next week. Like a book club or something.
Lame.
Now you can choose my rules. Anyway, essay feedback, starting with mine. For the benefit of Kenzo, who wasn't here last week, my story was about a magical key that unlocks any door, even conceptual ones.
Obvious escapist fantasy relates to you wanting to go through barriers you can't. Author insert.
Thanks, very constructive.
It was a little clear what you were going for, but I enjoyed the prose, and the story was fun to anticipate.
I enjoyed the story, Monica.
I thought it was fine.
Wow, she's not being insulting, but definitely not being very constructive either.
Thanks, I liked yours too, Sayori. Sayori wrote a story about an umbrella that gets forgotten by its owner.
And that's disturbingly fine with providing temporary convenience and being discarded, and then being discarded.
Author insert.
Okay, maybe a little, but I was kind of trying to get across what it's like to have people appreciate you and be useful to the people around you. However briefly, it's kind of supposed to be a happy story.
And most people would say it ends sadly with the umbrella discarded. Why do you think you ended it that way?
I think it was to show that even if things end or are sad eventually, you should always treasure the happy moments.
Well, that's artistically valid. What did you all think about mine? What about the AI scientist who ends up having to fuse her consciousness with that of her own AI to survive?
Author insert? Maybe?
Maybe a little, but that wasn't really the point.
No, I guess not. I did like how she kind of got to share her mind with a mind she designed. It was like she sort of knew what the AI would think, but it also reacted differently than she expected. It was interesting that the AI was like her child, but also different from her in some ways.
You guys sure write some interesting stuff in here.
Yeah, I really liked Yuri's story.
No surprises there?
Well, Monica is an AI after all.
Huh?
It's an inside joke.
Yeah, let's go with that one. MC, you kind of slipped up a bit. You kind of almost slipped up. Thank you, Sayori, for the save. We kind of needed that.
Monica's kind of always even keeled at this kind of emotionally neutral. So we joke that she's some kind of robot or an AI.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, I liked this story a lot, Yuri. But I liked MC's more. It was so sweet. MC's story was a general examination of people through the lens of a pizza delivery guy. And I think its central thesis was that people are basically as good as life lets them be. It was pretty interesting.
True, I'd say. It felt very down to earth, very realistic. I was impressed.
That's kind of surprising coming from you, Yuri. I would have expected you to want a weirder concept. But yeah, I liked it too. Even if it was only kind of an author insert, I agree that was really normal but still kind of profound. I like it when stories do that. And I guess that leaves mine to talk about. Mine's about a rich kid who runs away from home because being rich is boring. And his parents try bringing him home, but he escapes because he thinks being poor is more interesting.
But was it an author insert?
I think it was.
Yeah, it might be. When you're not given much in life, you tend to think that earning it is the more interesting way to go, I guess.
It's definitely an author insert, but that doesn't make it bad. Authors have to write what they know about and are familiar with to get depth, and that often means that the characters end up being them to some extent. But that's how you bring stories to life, so some amount of it is acceptable. That's Monica's writing tip of the day.
I think I'm surprised. I'm kind of surprised Natsuki's main character didn't try to scam his rich folks, so that he could give away the money to other poor people and his friends.
Aw, dang, you're right. He totally would have done that. Well, I'll know better for the sequel.
Well, I guess that's about it for Club, almost. For Promise next week, I wanted to write about a poignant personal memory you've had. And for my activity, I'd like you all to read The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Gilman. It's available online and it's pretty short, so you guys can read it on there. And that's all for now. You want to write, Natsuki?
Sure, twist my arm.
Well, that was the Literature Club, Kenzo. What do you think?
Well, it's definitely given me a lot to think about for my English class. You guys dissect stories and poems and stuff on, like, a whole other level. That was fun, thanks for having me. I'll see you guys next week.
Ooh. That was a close one with my AI comment. Thanks for saving that, Sayori.
No problem.
Let me hit the restroom real quick and then I'll be ready to walk home. We're still doing emails at my place, right?
That's the plan, yes.
Great, see you guys in a second.
Sayori, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just maybe a little anxious about having everyone over to MC's place.
Sayori looks away for a minute or so. He looks fretful, like she wants to work up the courage to say something.
Just too many people? Or maybe you're feeling a little possessive? Or is it that you don't want to...
And I'm back, shall we go?
Yeah.
Here we go!
Alright. Time to get going on the emails for today. As you likely already know, we answer emails every week from the real world. We had to do them at MC's house today, since explaining the emails from the real world would be difficult in front of Kenzo, but now we're free to be our weird simulated selves. Don't forget that you can email me your questions for the club at lit.club.press.monica@gmail.com. You always get a response from me at least, and I usually end up having the club answer most questions. So without further ado, let's get started.
Mornings are the perfect times for wake-up drinks, such as coffee, juice with without pulp, and for some people hot tea. So my question is, what drink wakes each of you up in the morning? With love and a brofist, Joshua. P.S. I'm an apple juice person, if the apple juice is nice and cold. PSS,
Interesting question, roll call answers.
Personally, again, I just prefer water. It's good. It's the good shit. But sometimes tea. Lamest takeover possible. Really?
I don't really drink things when I wake up, but when I do, I like orange juice.
Tea?
Of course, I drink soda.
Like the gremlin that you are.
How dare!
I usually have time to drink anything in the morning, but when I do, I drink lots of water.
Okay, I guess I'm Sayori in this case. Very healthy. I used to be a soda drinker like Natsuki, but now I'm getting into coffee.
Next question.
Firstly, I hope you guys are enjoyed the summer break. School must have been very tiring. On to the questions. Well, have any of you guys heard of Fleeting Feeling series by M? The series of the mods goes like this. Disappearance, Stone, Somnium, Memories of Nothing, Hypnopompic, Fleeting Feelings.
I've played the entire series.
As have I.
I think the series is wonderful. It's very thought-provoking and defies the normal expectations you might have for EDLC mod. It's about dreams. I strongly recommend the entire series. It's just so much more, I don't know, substantial than a normal mod. It feels important.
I mostly agree with what Yuri said, I suppose. I guess I'm just a little less fond of the series than she is. I don't want to spoil anything, but I have good reasons for feeling that way. But yes, it's a very thoughtful series and you should definitely play it. Moving on.
So, pretty much, there's a rapper called Lil Sky. I reckon if MC got face tattoos, he would look like him. So, can you give MC face tattoos and dye his hair black to find out if he does? Oh, Zach, your hair is very cool. As well, cool. Safe. That was hard to read, okay. Dreams? World of Dreams? Still waiting for chapter 2 on that one.
Huh. Let me see how about it.
No thanks.
It was worth a try. MC looks completely perfect the way he is. Well, I guess that's that then. Moving on.
Hold on a sec. You thought you were going to get away with calling me Natsack, didn't you? I must admit your hair flattery almost earned you a reprieve, but not quite. I would guard your vertebrae carefully if I were you, emailer. Because after calling me that, you may not be safe.
Why is it always the vertebrae?
That's the first thing I thought of for that one guy, and it sounds nice and creepy.
Now moving on then.
Hello everyone, I recently had the chance to try Natsuki's cookie recipe. I just wanted to say how delicious they were. I also wanted to ask Natsuki what she has baked that she's the most proud of. Hope you all had a great summer as well, Preston.
A normal one where I'm actually called by my actual name. And ask about something I find interesting, and which is not horrible and pervy. Preston, you are now in the Cool with Natsuki Club. I'll tell you about my biggest baking achievement so far. Now, it's not the cat cupcakes from the week of the Bat Festival, although those were among the more challenging things I've done. Nor is it the 2 strawberry cakes I basically had to make by giving instructions over the phone to 2 of the most helpless bakers I've ever known.
Thanks for that, by the way.
Thank you, Natsuki.
Now, the most difficult thing I ever made, I made for myself. Kind of just to prove I could do it. It was a lemon meringue pie with handmade meringue. It was really hard. Meringue is really tough to make, Preston, let me tell you. Not only is the recipe demanding, it's actually kind of physically difficult to make. Takes so much physical effort. I'm not the strongest girl in the world. But man, it was pretty rewarding when I finally got it right. The filling ended up being unexpectedly difficult on top of the meringue being difficult. But it was so delicious. Anyway, not sure I'd make it again, except for a special occasion. But I sure was proud of making it. And I sure was happy to eat it.
Man, I want some of your lemon meringue pie now.
I'm sure I'll make one for you someday, Sayori.
Oh, very touching. Let's see the last email for this week.
Alright, in a second. The vertebrae Steeler Natsuki. Again, she's just best girl. Meringue. Again, I wouldn't know. I suck at pronunciation, but meringue. There we go. I hope I got it. Anyway, thanks, Gabe, for explaining words to me. You know what the best part is? I have an excuse when I say stuff wrong. When I pronounce stuff wrong, I always have the excuse of, I'm not a native speaker. I get a free pass on that shit. Haha, you fools. That is a luxury, isn't it? Hey they, Literature Club members. I just want to make a request real quick. This might be a stretch, but I want you all to listen to the entire full album of Iris called Goliath's Throne. It's a metal album, but trust me, the lyrics and the entire album have this rich vocabulary and hidden meaning they'll be sure to enjoy. I might think that it'll increase your writing skills, especially MC and Sayori. Not that your poem is bad, but it's my least favorite of all the members. You all can listen to it on DA Games' YouTube channel for the lyric video. And if you already listened to the full album, I really hope so, tell me what's your favorite. Mine is Hibernation, because it represents the feelings of going down in a sleep for a while and waking up like a beast and completely different person. In a good/bad way. Anyway, thank you for reading. Have a great week. P.S. I love you too, Monica. You don't have to tell me again. Damn. You fools, I'm not a native speaker as well. Yes! We get the free pass on all kinds of shit. It's amazing. Alright. This is why you send us those YouTube links?
Yep. I enjoyed the album. I thought there was pretty good synergy between the lyrics and the sound of the music. It felt very big. I did think the lyrics could use a little work. They didn't always scan, and some lines could have been written more elegantly, but other than that, I think it was just fine. My favorite track was Surveillance.
And so I liked it, unfortunately. Metal is already a very difficult genre for me to get into, and this metal felt very sleek and very produced, and at times it felt a little electronic, and while I like electronic music just fine, it just didn't work for me here. That said, I did like Cold Man pretty well.
Sorry man, couldn't get into it at all, just not my thing. Of all the tracks, I probably have to agree with Yuri and say I like Cold Man best.
Some tracks I liked and some I really did not like. Some of the songs have really cringy lyrics. Besides what Monica said about them not scanning, some of them just sound a little too angsty, I guess. But some of them turn that around and do pretty well. My favorites were Override and Conquer. So Yuri, what about you? You are a resident metal expert?
I think this is a band that is still finding its voice. It sounds like it kind of want to be a cyberpunk band at the same time as a metal band. And they haven't quite figured out how to put those together yet. And their style is big and bold and they're getting there. And a lot of their songs I liked a lot. I think that if they stick together and stay with it, they'll become really good. My favorite track of the album was Hibernation. And there you have it. Interesting emails this week, everyone. Thank you. Let's break it down, everyone. And then we can talk or hang out afterwards.
Thanks for having us over, MC. That was fun.
Yeah, we need to hang out as a group more often. The summer trip was super fun and we don't just chill together very often enough during the school year.
Yeah, but it's good to focus on literature. kind of makes our time together special. And you know about making time together special, right, Monica? Huh? Nothing, forget it. I'm gonna walk back to my house. Wanna come by later, MC?
Yeah, as soon as we finish up here.
Cool. I'll be waiting. What's going on with her lately?
Well, we might reach 30. We shall see. We'll play 2 episodes anyway, as always. You know the drill. Who knows how long the second one will take. Miss Ida is on the phone.
Well, it sounds like it was a productive day for you then, Kenzo. Let's see, so do you think you could start in one of your essays then? Well, yes, I don't see why not, as long as it's your own work in the end. Uh-huh. Well, good, it sounds like everything is in order and you're making progress. So did anything else interesting happen while you were there? Oh, do tell. Very interesting. I'm not sure. What do you think it means? Yeah, well, I'm not sure it matters all that much anyway. Just focus on studying how the club analyzes literature, that's your job. You need to get that grade up.
Miss Ida looks at the clock.
Anyway, I should go. I have an appointment with the student council.
I wonder what he told her. Did he tell her about the AI comment or about Sayori's depression? My Russian is more frail than my works under gravity. I need to speak. Speaking's overrated. Well, then again, I say that, but look at me. The guy who just keeps talking on the internet to people. And reading and voicing characters. Oh no. How are the bromance with MC? Not sure if he would have talked of, not sure if that's what he brought up. I don't think that's the thing he brought up, probably.
Work hard, Kenzo.
And then Sayori stormed off. I really don't get it, and it seemed like Monica was kinda hurt by it, though she tried to hide it.
Well, it's tough, babe. She's probably going through some tough times. You just gotta be there for her and for your other friend. Almost everyone is always going through something really hard, and they don't always completely cope, you know?
Yeah, I just wish I could, like, prevent it or something. I wanna actively help them and make it better.
Yeah, well, if you figure out how to do that without pissing everyone off, you let me know. I always annoy the shit out of people when I try to help like that. And you and I aren't that different, sis.
You're the more socially acceptable normie one.
Funny. But maybe true, you delinquent. Maybe remind your angsty friend of who she really is. She honestly sounds super nice normally.
She is, that's why this sucks so much.
I'll bet. But just be a rock for her, and remind your other friend that it's perfectly temporary and you still care about her. Just nudge them through. Subtly, dear sister. None of your aggressive shenanigans.
I like my aggressive shenanigans.
That's what makes you dangerous and unpredictable.
Damn right.
So what else is shaking?
Not too much, but hey, can I ask you a question?
Always, babe.
So, what do? If you think someone likes you, but you don't know how to feel about them, it make you feel weird.
Whoa, first tell me the details, who's the lucky boy?
Let's say there are no details. This is purely a hypothetical.
Obviously, well then totally hypothetically, you just spend time with them and learn more about how they make you feel. And if you like it, you spend more time with them. It's completely up to you where you go from there, or what any of those feelings mean to you. Just be careful, and make sure you're thinking about how the totally hypothetical person feels, and whether or not they'll wait forever for you to figure things out. Sometimes it's worth diving into something without knowing for sure, just to make sure you don't regret hesitating. Let's say hypothetically that you're pretty sure they're super patient and waiting for you.
Oh, sorry, that was Nazi, right? Yeah.
Let's say hypothetically that you're pretty sure they're super patient and waiting for you.
Truly hypothetical, always hypothetical.
Well, damn girl, go at your own pace then. You can figure it out. I'm gonna get to bed and you do too. But hey, like, listen. Do you think you can call me real quick? Kinda need to talk to you about something important. Not sure that's a good idea. After bedtime. I gotcha. Well, just call me when you can, okay, babe? Sleep tight. Jesus. That's all for now. Don't forget to email Monica your questions for the club at lit.club.press.monica@gmail.com. Credit is due to Naxil for the MC's living room background and to Yaga for the afternoon edit of it. Credit for everything that's appeared in club meetings to date can be found in credits.txt. Thanks for watching and playing. See you all next week. Female chills equals Yanatsuki impression. Well, I don't know. That was 17, right? That was episode 17? Yeah. It's time for episode 18, the last episode of the first half of season 2. Hey, I like to say it's fucking wow, ain't that something? Ain't that a quote? Tensions are high during the club meeting. The student council makes their decisions about the club. Start. The club appears to have already started. Looks like they're taking a break at the moment. Wow, straight into it, huh? The members are talking in a couple of groups, in and outside the club room. Everyone seems kind of tense. Which group to look in on? I know we'll save the boys for last. The boys are up last. We'll go down the line in that case. Yuri and Monica, let's go.
Oh, I'm sure she didn't mean it, Monica. It's just her depression.
Although technically we should have started with the male characters because bros before hoes. But
It's nothing to do with you, probably, just an outburst. It's really hard for her right now.
I know it is.
And I know she respects you deep down. We all do. You're a great leader and club president, and...
Yuri, relax. I'm fine. We've talked about this. She's clearly just going through a little bit of a rough emotional patch, and that's fine. I'm fine. I understand the psychological dynamics in play here perfectly well. You don't need to work yourself up over it.
I know, those were some hurtful words, even given all that. I'm not sure how I would have reacted if I had been you.
Well, I'm sure you'd be pretty hurt by it on the inside. But I'm also sure of something else. I think you'd also be strong and wise enough to realize what was really happening with your friend. And you'd be able to process your own hurt feelings without hurting anyone else's feelings, while maintaining a strong and steady leadership role. If you follow what I'm saying.
Oh, I do. Well, I'm glad we have such a strong person as you as club president, Monica. Do you want to go back in now, or should we wait a bit more?
Not right away. Let's just talk about something else a little bit. Get our composure back and cool down a little before we go in.
Seems wise.
in this situation, bromance is worth more. Yeah. Alright, so Yuri and Natsuki. Let's see what they're up to.
Say, Yuri, okay, holy crap. Like, I know Monica can be kind of prissy, but that was a little much. Say, Yuri?
What?
I was saying, don't you think that was a little much?
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah. Sorry, I know I'm acting a little weird. I guess I'm just having a kind of a hard brain day. It's tough to remember things through the brain fog.
Yeah? I know that's a thing that happens sometimes for you, but it sure seems to happen a lot recently, and sure does seem to be aimed at Monica. Don't you think?
Yeah, probably. I guess she just tends to be the one who's always in front of me when I feel bad. Monica has the disadvantage of being the leader in the club, I guess. She's just the target that always happens to be present itself.
Is it something that talking about would help? I mean, I know you have your therapist, and you probably talk about a lot of stuff with MC, but if it's something it would help you to talk to me about, you can, you know?
You should not. You should do that. You need the help. You're not strong enough. Wait, since when are the rain clouds on your side, Sayori? Since when are the rain clouds on your side? That's new. Something else? Do you see the new Mortal Kombat animation? I did not. I did not. But yeah, this is weird.
Keep it together, Sayori. I'll be alright, Natsuki. You're right about Monica, though. I was pretty mean to her. Now that I think about it, I'm kind of remembering what I said. And you're right, it was pretty hurtful. I'll definitely have to go and apologize.
Yeah, probably a pretty good idea. But it's fine, okay? I'm not mad. I'm sure none of the others are mad or upset at you either. Even Monica. So don't beat yourself up over it. We all love you no matter what, you know that, right?
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably think about getting back in there. People will think it's weird if we wait here too long.
Hold up a minute. You know what you need before you go back in? Sugar. I got you this from the vending machine before we came back here. It seemed like you needed a little pick-me-up.
Natsuki and Sayori a candy bar.
You're the bestest friend ever.
You're damn right. Now come on, let's get back in there. Although, you should probably eat that candy bar before we go in, or people might get jealous of it. Wait, where'd the candy bar go?
Ate it already.
I didn't even see you do it.
Wow. She's really fast for that one, huh? Where's the snack basket? True, there should be one in here. I hope it's filled up. In which case, why get something from the vending machine if there's a snack basket? No. Well, let's check in on the bros, the boys, the main man and his side character and his, sidekick. Kenzo, what's up?
Yikes, that was something else. Girls, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, that kind of makes it sound like I was talking bad about Sayori. Or Monica. I didn't mean to. I didn't want you to think.
No, it's fine, I get it. Awkward. Look, Kenzo, I don't want you to feel like you have to be really tense and cautious around me. I know I'm going out with Sayori, and before that she was going out with you. And before that she was my best friend for a million years. But none of that is a problem with me at all if it's not a problem for you. As far as I can tell, you did your best to treat her well and make sure she was okay. And that makes you a solid dude in my book. So it's fine, you can relax a little bit.
Thanks, man, that actually means a lot to me. You're pretty good at coping with the weird feelings and weird situations, dude. It's pretty cool.
Been hanging around a bunch of girls for a long time. I guess the whole empathy thing is rubbing off on me a little. Kenzo confused Pikachu face. Yeah, for a bit there.
Still though, you're a tougher guy than you let on. You don't get that just by hanging out with girls and talking about books.
Well, we've been through a lot of tough stuff together.
Yeah, like what?
Oh, various drama. Girls,
Yeah. Do you think they'll be alright, Sayori and Monica? That seemed really out of character for both of them.
Oh yeah, they'll be fine. Monica's really strong, nothing gets under her skin for very long. She'll be fine. Now Sayori, on the other hand, I'm kind of troubled by the way she's been acting. My empathy for fictional characters live for real people, Pog, yes! Relatable. I guess a lot of it has to do with her depression and how she's been working on it recently. She's been working really hard on that recently. And it's been causing her some stress.
Yeah, she told me about that, during the last school year?
When you guys were dating. Like I said, Kenzo, don't worry about it. I honestly am not going to be weird about the dating thing. I don't think anyone else here will be either. So relax, it's cool. I'll chat, Rob. That's not a bad thing. I appreciate all the lurkers here too. Like if you're lurking in the stream, hi, hello to you. Hope you're having a great day. Appreciate you being here. You're free to chat, but you're in no way obligated. So relax, it's cool.
Right, thanks, man. Anyway, I wasn't really sure what she wanted me to do about it. Her depression, that is. It seemed like she needed help, but I just didn't know what to say. I felt like a huge jerk.
Well, don't take it too hard. You probably did way better than I did when she told me. That was also last school year, right at the start of the year. I really messed it up.
What happened?
Well, first I got mad at her. I told her something like I felt betrayed because I'd known her her whole life and she'd never told me. That was not a great reaction. Anyway, then I started mixing her depression with our relationship, and I said a bunch of other stuff, like telling her to trust me and telling her I knew what was best for her. Jeez, I was really dumb thinking back on it. What the heck was I doing?
Hey man, it happens. All you can do now is just pick yourself up and brush yourself off, right? It's like my idiot buddy Ryan says. Every time I screw up, either I won't screw up next time, or I'll be choosing to screw up. Although in his case, he sure seems to choose to screw up a lot.
Damn, it sucks to be Ryan. Trusting good. Anything else? He said. Bad. Very bad. Very, very bad. But again, what do you expect someone to do? Call me out? Trying to stay awake? Well, you have been called out. I guess I've enough. Alright.
Anyway, I know you'll be smarter and tougher after making a mistake, man. Don't sweat it.
Thanks, Kenzo. I actually took it as a lesson to be learned. I started studying depression and how it works and what it does. I want to be there for her when she needs me. But I think she needs to be there for herself most of all. And right now I think she's just having a hard time working on herself so she can be there for herself. If that makes sense at all. Sometimes I get confused in all the talk about feelings. A therapist said something like, when you rearrange the furniture in your brain, you're bound to find things you had hidden away or something like that. So it's just kind of a chaotic time for her.
Well, I'm sure it'll be a lot easier for her with you there, my man. Should we round everyone back up and get the club going again? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's probably about that time. You want to go get Yuri and Monica? And I'll go get Sayori and Natsuki? I should probably talk to Sayori a little bit anyway before we start again.
Yeah, that's probably a smart move. You think I should say anything to Monica, or...
I mean, you can if you want, but I don't even know what I'd say to her. She kind of lives by her own advice, you know?
Yeah, I understand what you mean. She just kind of give off a self-reliant kind of vibe.
Exactly. Chaos? Chaos, chaos, very chaos. Alright. I know it's best for her, horrible, yeah. The most horrible thing MC did was like the insulting and saying that he felt betrayed. That was the worst part of it. MC leans in and whispers to Sayori. Go on. She's pouting now.
Sorry, Monica. I said some dumb things. I guess I got carried away after some bad feelings. I'm sorry. That's okay, Sayori. I know it can be very hard to deal with sometimes. We've been going through some very difficult times. Yeah! Let's move on to the club now, shall we? We need to get through our activities today since I have that last meeting with the student council pretty soon afterward. I think it was MC's turn to choose what our free time activity is. So MC, what'll it be?
Well, Kenzo's supposed to be here so we can help him write extra credit English essays basically, right? So why don't we do that? Then he won't have to work on it later when he gets home.
That's a very sweet idea, MC. Let's do it.
Thanks, buddy. That'll save me a lot of time later. My boy, MC, coming in clutch.
So casually bending the opposite direction of MC. No problem. It's been cool having you around the club, Kenzo. You think you're going to stay after you finish your assignment? MC the bro.
We'll see. I'd definitely like to. You guys are a lot of fun to hang out with. And the way you think about books and stuff is really cool. It's really interesting how Natsuki has a whole literary manga theory.
It's not theory, it's proven fact.
Yes.
But we'll see. I'm actually not sure if I'll have the time. Pretty much completely booked most days. So even if I want to, I'm not sure I'll be able to keep coming or be an official member or whatever. But I'd love to if I could put my head in now and again to hang out. It's been very educational.
I think we'd like that as well. But for now, we need to help you write an essay. What's the topic for the first one?
Well, there are supposed to be 3 short ones. One's about Ernest Hemingway and his writing style. Next is about James Joyce and his writing style. And the third one is supposed to be a compare and contrast one.
Okay, what pieces of writing by them are you supposed to be comparing?
Well, we read all of the Old Man and the Sea by Hemingway, and we read pieces of Ulysses by Joyce, so that's what we're supposed to be comparing.
Old white guy literature?
Oh, it's pretty valid. And to be expected for a high school English course, although James Joyce seems a little advanced maybe.
They are very conventional choices, yes, but it's easy to understand the contrast between them. What would you say, Kenzo, is the general style of Hemingway?
An Mosquito attack, Kenzo. An RNG Mosquito attack, Kenzo. Oh no. Speaking of, I still want to know what kind of spy work Kenzo is doing for Miss Ida exactly. What has he already told her?
He likes to write about nature. Stuff about the internal struggle of the guy who's fishing.
That is true, but that is more theme than style. Theme is the kinds of things you're writing about in a broad sense. Old Man and the Sea is about nature and willpower, for instance. But style is more about how you are doing it. For instance, comparing it to Joyce, would you say Hemingway is easier to read or harder to read?
Definitely a lot easier to read.
And why is that?
Be careful, Kenzo, she's trying to trick you into being a nerd.
Well, I'd say he uses punctuation, and everything's not one horribly long run-on sentence.
Exactly. And leaving aside Joyce, Hemingway writes very short sentences in general, doesn't he?
Hang on!
Kenzo picks up a copy of The Old Man and the Sea and reads a bit.
Yeah, he does. I didn't even notice that before.
And do you like that or dislike it?
I kinda like it compared to Joyce.
It does like a lot of descriptive detail, though, doesn't it? His sentences are so short that it feels like being poked repeatedly.
Yuri reads from the book.
And bet, he thought, Bet is my friend. Just bet, he thought, Bet will be a great thing. It is easy when you are beaten, he thought. I never knew how easy it was. And what beat you, he thought.
Also, just bad. Just Monica? No.
So many short sentences, it's very readable, but the rhythm of it is a little irritating to me.
And it doesn't have it doesn't have enough long flowery words in it for you, big nerd. His style of writing is okay to me.
Oh, of course it is. And I suppose you're going to tell us all about how you love James Joyce's style.
Actually, nah, I'm not a huge fan. I get why you think I might like it, but it's just too unreadable. Gives you eye strain.
I actually really like Joyce.
Huh? Why? Don't you think it's hard to read?
Yeah, a little, but I love the way he writes. The experience of it is really unique and cool. I love being able to hear the direct train of thought of a character just like it would appear in their own head.
A stream of consciousness.
Yeah, that. It's very relatable. Especially for someone with a really messed up head like me. Seeing someone else whose mind is a hot mess is kinda cool. So I like Joyce. Which one of them do you like better, Kenzo? Which is a better read?
Honestly, probably Joyce.
Very interesting. Why's that?
Not sure. I guess I just like the story better. Like, I guess I understand the whole Battle of Wills of the Sea thing, but Hemingway's just a little dry, you know? Like, all this and the dude's still just sitting on a boat. Now, in Ulysses, stuff happens. Not the most interesting stuff for sure, but stuff. Complicated people stuff. And the way he tells it is pretty interesting, even if it is hard to read. So I think in the end, what matters most to me is a good story. And Ulysses is just the more interesting story.
Very interesting. We are all spending a bunch of time on sentence structure and style, but as Kenzo points out, what matters the most in something like this is the quality of the story.
You really like Ulysses better, huh? Kind of preferred the solitary fishing tale. I really liked how it was actually really epic and grand, but in this kind of small, contained way. You like Ulysses better too, Sayori?
Yeah, I did. Even though Kenzo likes Ulysses better, I kind of like the Old Man of the Sea. I kind of think The Old Man and the Sea is kind of a book for boys.
That's an interesting comment. How did you mean?
Well, it's just interesting what they're about. Ulysses is all about people and relationships, which is generally kind of useful. And Old Man and the Sea is about, like, willpower and man struggling with nature, epic battles. And I think that kind of stuff appeals to boys more. It's just more masculine.
So you're saying I'm not that masculine a guy, eh?
No, nothing like that. Actually, when I think about it, maybe MC really is more masculine in a lot of ways. Just that kind of thing is more masculine in general.
I see.
So the essays, do you need help structuring them or what to write about?
No, actually, being around you guys having this discussion kind of jogged my brain about the topic. I think I'm good to just write the essays. Although I'd love it if you guys could look them over once they're done and tell me what you think.
Of course, although I speak for myself, probably everyone else here would help you too, but I will at least.
I don't think anyone in the club would say no.
Anyway, on to poems. We wrote about poignant personal memories. Who wants to go first?
Me.
You're awfully excited.
Like my poem this week.
Alright, The Stranger. Is this about the memory of MC joining the club? Who knows, we'll see. The Stranger. You shouldn't talk to strangers. They're mysterious and shadowed. They have secrets. Secrets are a terrible addiction. Once you get started, you might not ever stop. If some alluring stranger lures you in. Stories and secrets, forbidden knowledge. Worse than drugs to the right mind. The waves of the dark stranger. And worst of all is withdrawal. The stranger fades into the night. You're left with possibilities, tantalizing bits and fragments, and never the whole truth. That's what keeps you up at night, wondering how the story ends, where it hasn't been written yet. Ah, interesting.
Well, this is kind of interesting one. I know you're not going to tell us, but what's it about?
It's mostly about me more than anything. Obviously, I'm not the stranger in the poem, but the poem is about the effect secrets and knowledge has on me, and how much I love it.
I see. Kind of reminds me of having a favorite book series, and knowing that somewhere the author has all the spoilers and story in their mind, but you don't get to know yet, and the suspense is killing you. It's very well written though, very effective.
Thanks, it is kind of like that.
I like how the poem has a single rhyme. Was that on purpose?
No, at first, but when I looked at it after finishing, I really liked the way it stood out. So I kept it.
Good choice, it really pops and gives that a bit of emphasis.
It's really nice when you write something and it works out great for the first time, especially since I never rewrite.
Sayori, that is way too relatable, I never rewrite too. But again, my poem workflow is more similar to MC's, the whole getting distracted stuff and eventually hoping to come across an ideal.
You don't? I almost always rewrite.
Me too. Almost everything I've ever written in a poem that I thought was good happened after a rewrite. Yeah, I just write whatever. Going over it a second time seems exhausting.
Okay, yeah, no, that is actually accurate.
Plus, I probably hate what I wrote every single time.
But everyone here always seems to like what you write just fine, Sayori.
That doesn't mean I will. Anyway, here's mine. It's not too hard to figure out.
All. It's all I ever wanted. It's all I ever dreamed about. Late at night, I used to think about what it would be like, and how stupid I was for thinking it. It's how I cheered myself up. It's the happy place I went to. I don't need food if I have it. I don't need drink if I have it. I don't need sleep if I have it. It's the comfortable bedtime story I've heard 1,000 times. You're chatting less because looking at some things. Okay, you do that, Rob.
What a sweet poem. I guess we should have seen this coming based on the prompt of a poignant personal memory. It's just so simple and nice.
And yet it still has the characteristic bittersweet Sayori tinge. Even if this one is mostly sweet. The line about not needing food or water or sleep, that is. Those are almost fanatical or obsessive.
I am pretty obsessed. It really does feel like all my problems go away, at least for a little while.
While you're in love, it's perfectly natural. I think my favorite parts are the repetitions. They really drive home that this person is all I can think about feeling.
It's kind of funny. When I was writing this poem, I kept wanting to make it sound like one of yours.
One of mine? Which one?
I don't remember exactly what the name of it was, but it's the one where you keep repeating because you, because you, because you.
Oh yeah, that was actually just called Because You. Not my best work, super cheesy.
I didn't completely understand it before, but now I do.
This is about MC, right?
Yeah.
I think it's mushy, but really good. Like, it's mushy in the way that makes you want to root for a couple. I don't know how to put it. Like, if something is mushy but fake, it's just gross. But if it's mushy and sincere, then the mushiness just makes it better. Does that make sense?
Definitely does. I think that's really smart, Kenzo, and yeah, I agree. What did you think, MC?
Well, I'm not exactly sure how to put it. But I really think you're some kind of genius or something when it comes to poetry. Every week you turn out pure brilliance. I don't know, maybe it's me being blinded by love?
Isn't she? Is consistently excellent.
Well, yeah, there you go then. You're a brilliant poet, my dear, and no amount of blushing will save you from the praise you so richly deserve.
Thanks. You should go next. It's not fair to make me stand here forever and make me feel all embarrassed.
Alright. But it won't save you from blushing. Because I wrote about you, of course. Full of everything. The last normal day. I wake up feeling irritated, tired, dull, bland. Like a blank page with no pen. Like a ship with no wind. Then she found me, took me by the hand. She knew what was best for me. She always does. Then the world explodes, with colors and friends and words. Then the world explodes, with grief and anguish and pain. Then the world explodes. Then the world explodes. But then, the world's still colorful, and it's full of things everywhere. And I feel restless and energetic, like a page filled with words, like a ship on the edge of a storm. And it's wonderful.
You guys are pretty adorable, you and Sayori. So about the grief part?
Well, first of all, it's not your fault at all. And also the whole thing with you and Sayori, that's not what the grief part was about.
Oh, sorry for assuming.
Totally cool. Natural assumption to make.
I think this might be my favorite poem you've ever written, MC.
Really?
Yeah. I love the way it gets across so much history so succinctly. The repetition of "and then the world explodes" was very clever. And I love the positive yet chaotic sentiment that the poem leaves with you with.
Ah, the world explodes because the game resets. I got it. And the repetition because it resets multiple times. Yeah.
Very nice, MC. Great work.
Your sense of rhythm and timing has become very sophisticated, MC.
Thanks.
Oh, of course. It adds much to this poem. If you had just written this poem with no line breaks and without punctuation, it would lose so much of what makes it wonderful. You've clearly been picking up some style choices from Monica.
From all of you, really. My poems steal so much stuff I've learned from every one of you. Especially Sayori. But you're right, the spacing and timing stuff is definitely something I learned from Monica. Glad you liked it.
Good job, MC. You did great. But what I want to hear is... what did Sayori think of it?
The blush says it all. Well, I take it you liked it?
Yeah. But, do you really give me all the credit for, like, a major life turnaround?
Well, yeah, of course.
But all I did was ask you to join the club. I don't deserve that kind of credit.
I seem to recall you being a little more forceful and persuasive than that. And joining was pretty important, even if it ended up with some unexpected stuff happening. MC glanced at Kenzo. I'm a completely different person now because of you, Sayori. And I'm very grateful.
I still have so much more to be grateful to you for.
MC and Sayori look at each other. They continue to do so for an awkwardly long period of time.
We should probably get on with the rest of the club.
No! Keep staring into each other's eyes. This is like crack for me.
Why do I kind of agree with Natsuki on this? Why is she best girl?
Okay, it's getting creepy instead of charming. Natsuki, let's do your poem.
Gladly, Chief.
Weren't there. You're always there when I need you. Every single time. You're always the same. Never look down on me. You always help. You never care that I cry about you not helping. You always just love, always there. Except the one time I needed you most, and you weren't. But you couldn't. I get it.
This is a strange sentiment, Natsuki. Is this about any of us?
Well, hey, maybe it's my turn to be mysterious and say the poem speaks for itself. And you should form your own interpretation. But no, it's not about any of you, or the club in general.
How strange.
It's gotta be about someone or something important to her though, right?
Or someone or something important to you, the reader. Who says it's about me?
It was supposed to be about a personal memory, though.
MC, do you know what this is about?
No, I have no idea. It's really stark and bare for a Natsuki poem. Not like her at all, and I have no idea what it could be about.
Huh. Now I'm kinda curious to hear what it is. Usually Natsuki poems aren't super secret.
Well, this one is. You guys are just going to have to figure it out on your own. Anyone else have any guesses?
Well,
It's clearly about someone very close to her.
well, I guess that means we should move on to the next.
Well, it's clearly about someone very close to her. Someone she feels comfortable relying on. Someone she feels so comfortable relying on that the one time they could not be there for her, it left a mark she'll always remember. And it seems that Natsuki doesn't hate the person for not being there then. She still loves and cares deeply for this person. She might not even blame them for their absence that one time, but it still hurts her, blame or no blame. How's that pretty close?
I'm not gonna say. It's a very interesting interpretation, though.
Thanks.
I guess that just leaves me. As usual, my poem might be kind of a downer. Sorry if I end things on a low note.
The Last Cupcake. I know what this is about. Just by the name. After she deleted Natsuki. There was that one moment where she lifts the lid off of the tray and takes one of Natsuki's cupcakes, saying she really just wants to have one before they stop existing. The last cupcake. Just let me lift up that tin foil and grab one more for the road. It's my last one after all. Ever. Just a brief bite as I alight to a future bride with no one else. My heart skips and I'm full of joy, like skipping along a sidewalk happily, crushing flowers under your feet. Heedless. Casual and carefree, like a last bite before you leave a restaurant. And not the last memory of a lost friend. Gone. Interesting, like with the words added in brackets. That's something I haven't seen yet in poems. Interesting. But yeah, the last line, like the last bite before you leave a restaurant and not the last memory of a friend, like the friend you just deleted. I can easily tell what this one is about. The club glances around awkwardly after reading Monika's poem.
Man, I have no idea what this one would be about. Is the cupcake like a metaphor for something? Or what would a cupcake be a metaphor, for?
It's not a metaphor. It is a literal, like, thing about a memory of hers. And yeah, Sayori does not look happy.
Friendship, essentially. The wonderful things about your friends that you enjoy.
So it's about losing friends, I guess. They seem really callous and nonchalant about it.
Yeah, that's basically what the poem is about, that callous, uncaring feeling.
And what is it about this memory that makes it poignant for you?
I just remember that feeling of carelessness, and at the time it seemed so natural. But now that I think about it, it's horrifying, and I have no idea how I could have felt that way. It's like looking into a mirror and seeing a monster. Anyway, yeah, that's the poignant part.
Well, I'm glad cupcakes are such a touching subject for you. Perhaps we ought to explore this very fascinating topic with further poems.
It's a pretty sad poem, Monika. From a structure perspective, I like the little parentheticals at the end of most of the stanzas. It's like your carefree self is writing the normal stanzas, but the self that is looking back and judging is writing the caustic parentheticals.
Caustic? Are you also getting infected with the pretentious word syndrome?
I didn't think caustic was that weird a word.
Well, I'll give you a pass this time. But you have been warned you are at 25% of full Yuri. Anyway, so Yuri, what do you think?
I think it's time to move on to the next thing that we're going to do. Next, Kenzo, it's not an official club event, but you can stay if you want. We're going to analyze ancient Roman poetry about agriculture and search it for themes. So feel free to go if you want. It's totally an optional thing we do, but also feel free to stick around and learn about ancient Roman agriculture poetry. It's super interesting.
Oh, that's okay. I should probably get started on my essays while my conversation with you guys is still fresh in my mind.
Ah, I see. Nice lie, Sayori. Sayori just made up that lie to push him out so they can answer emails, right? That's totally what was going on here.
Oh, good thinking. Very responsible of you. Well, I guess we'll see you after the break then.
Yeah, assuming I haven't finished with my essays by then. See you guys around.
Okay, he's gone. We can do emails now.
Gee, Sayori, we could have just gone to someone's house again to do emails. You don't need to lie to him like that.
This was easier. Plus, I like doing emails here.
Where's the club trade's concerned looks?
Anyway, I guess one way or another it's time to do emails. Give us a moment to get set up.
We're already at emails? Already? How short was this episode?
Okay, we're all set.
Maybe there's more emails this time. Maybe they kept the episode short because they had such a big build-up of emails that they were trying to get rid of. Maybe it's gonna take a bit now here.
Okay, we're all set. Just a reminder, we answer emails every week from you, the viewers in the real world. You can write me at lit.club.press.monica@gmail.com if you want to have the club answer your email. We answer as many as we can live in the club, no matter what happens. You'll always get an answer from me. Recently we hit a landmark. I've received over 5,000 emails from the real world from you guys. Thank you so much for writing to us. It means so much to us, and me in particular. So keep those emails coming. Well, without further ado, let's get to it. Bring out the first email.
Sayori, how have you been lately? Anything with MC going well? Having trouble thinking of a question for you, apologies. So, if you eat a cinnamon bun, would that, like, classify you as a cannibal? Or nah?
Let's see. These were all sent to us by Connor, who has written in before.
The goal blocks the email? I guess it is kind of... Damn it, there's no good spot for it in that case. Because if I put it down in the corner... I don't want to move the game. The game is definitely not what I wanted to move there. Whoopsie. But it might block some text there. Top left? I guess we'll go top left. Alright.
First part is for Sayori. Hi, Connor. I'm doing alright. I think. Things from MC are going really well, though. I never knew he could be so sweet before we started going out. He's so shy, though. Anyway, I actually have eaten my fair share of cinnamon buns.
More than your fair share.
But I don't think it makes me a cannibal. I mean, I'm not literally a cinnamon bun, right? I guess I have a hard time understanding what I actually am, like in the simulation and stuff, but I don't think it's an actual cinnamon bun.
You're thinking about it too hard, Sayori.
Yeah, probably. No, it is not cannibalism for me to eat a cinnamon bun. Let's see, Connor's next question.
Monica. Ooh, that's a bit of a longer one. Sweet cinnamon bun. Monica, help me out here because I am very logically confused. I'm gonna try and make sense of this through a question, and I hope you can help me out. How does your world setup work in regards to reaching out to the public? When I visit you guys every Wednesday, it seems as though everything that happens in your world happens on my computer, yet all of a sudden the email portion of the club starts, and my whole perception of what's going on shifts. And my immersion breaks, which then makes me believe that you guys record everything that happened live on a central hub. and allow people to download and or see what happened that day. It seems like the more logical option. But then how can you explain dialogue options? It's very confusing and doesn't make sense to me immersion-wise. All the events that lead up to the club seem to revolve around the idea that everything that happens is on the individual player's computer, but it changes. How can something in this context be both private to one person and yet public to everyone at the same time? Some kind of behind-the-scenes thing that happens right before sending up emails?
I'm not sure how to explain it. I experience you, the players, being present when you're playing the game. I can feel you there. And we can also access your internet, which is where I get the emails from. But as to your question as to how it can be both private and public simultaneously, it just is both. There are as many iterations of us as there are copies of us distributed across the internet, and we experience whatever you have seen or gone through with us. Probably on different computers we have different experiences, but also I know it's possible for us to have memories of conflicting versions of events. Like for instance, MC separately remembers all the possible routes and endings from the original game as being true. So it's hard for me to answer your question because I can't even be sure of my own if my own memories are real. Even of things that have happened since you arrived. It's kind of disorienting, and it may cause existential panic and a freak-out reaction in some. But eventually you'll learn to just kind of roll with it, and life starts to seem normal-ish. I hope that answered your question.
Natsuki, what do you think of having a Buffski as your companion? Maybe cooking partner. Would you like to be a Buffski? Why or why not? I would enjoy to see your overall thoughts on the fan-made Buffski character. Easiest answer? Really, Rob? Well then.
She's definitely a cool fan character and or meme. It would be interesting to meet Buffski, that's for sure. I'd have to ask her how she got so swole.
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every single day. Yes, that's the routine.
Yeah. I'm not sure about having her around as a companion or cooking partner though. Especially if she's some kind of angry Hulk type. I definitely wouldn't want to be her regardless. I kinda like being small, it has its advantages. Plus, it's just who I am, you know? Actually, I'm not sure I'd want to have her around anyway. Even if she's just normal me in a buff body, I probably don't want to know how irritating I seem from the outside.
You know we love you, Natsuki.
You're not denying that I seem irritating.
Next part of Connor's email.
No air condition? What? What?
It's for you, MC.
MC, so far, while being with you guys, kind of, I don't recall seeing or hearing anything about you talking or worrying about your future, besides having a relationship with Sayori. So, what are your plans as far as developing your skills and studies to form a good job, life, i.e. career? If you have somewhat of a grasp on your goals and career capabilities, then I would most definitely like to hear them. You too, huh, Connor? Everyone's always asking me this. Maybe it's a good thing we're in a weird time loop, because I still don't really know. I guess my plan was always just to go to college and see what happens. Kind of figures something I like to do will jump out at me. I'm obviously interested in video games, but I don't think it's realistic to plan on having a career in that field. Plus, I don't really have any skills there. Or at all. I guess if I had my way, I'd work for myself. Something where I could set my own schedule. And I'd like to, I don't know, do something tangible. Not some job where I'm pushing papers around and the effect I'm having on the world is really unclear. I'd like to be able to, like, produce something, I guess. So that when I've done a job, I can look at it and go, yes, I made this. Does that make sense?
Oh, I think that's a lovely dream, MC. It's very old world.
Yeah, I guess it is. But I still don't have any skills that would let me do that, so I guess we'll see. Basically, I'm still trying to figure it out, Connor. What the fuck kind of quotes? Must be able to give Deutsch. What the fuck kind of quotes?
What a wonderful question.
Let me read that. Yuri, if you could pick one land animal and one sea animal as a pet, what would they be? And don't think too much about the practicality of raising certain sea creatures, since in a realistic setting you are not able to adopt most sea life as an individual. Just let your imagination run wild for this one. Rob, is that a resub? Thank you so much for the support. You just increased the goal. There it goes, ticking up to 9. We're at 60%. Thank you so much. You fool, I am back because yes Does anyone know how I'm supposed to look at 3 years? Yes. Didn't you say that quote already today? Maybe. Here. Just ask me if I wanted to. But yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate the resub. You know I do. Also, what a wonderful question.
Sea life is easy. I'm not sure if pet's the right word, but I would love to have a whale companion. I love whales. They are so wonderful and gentle. It would be amazing to be friends with one. Failing that, an octopus. Octopi are so wonderfully intelligent. I love them too. Now for the land animal, that's a trickier question. If it were so, if it weren't so responsible, I think I'd say something like a big cat, like a lion or something. But instead, I'll go for a big Burmese python. Very large, lovable, friendly snakes. Good question, Connor.
Group question 1. In the near future, I am looking into creating a DLC mod about Monica and the player. It will have 3 to 5 long chapters in it. Any advice you guys got for where and how the story should go? Our time was cancelled, so that can give someone like me free reign to explore this theme. Yeah, an anniversary message, meanwhile me. Why the heck not? Fair, so I didn't resub. But it says it right there. Weird. Maybe it's automatic? Do you have automatic resubs or something? I don't know.
So it sounds like you want to make a mod about Monica.
That's going to be a really nice mod. So, to the theme of or story, I mean, that really depends on what you want to write about. You should really write whatever story you think is interesting or meaningful to you. It's modding after all.
Yes, like I always say, you should write for yourself first and foremost. Don't worry about what other people will think. You need to write something such that once you have finished, you will be pleased, and if no other souls ever sees your work. That's the ideal.
But since some of us crave adulation more than Yuri, make sure you're careful with your writing. Keep your characters believable, and make sure your writing is sharp and clean. Nothing ruins a text-based game more than lots of writing errors. Oh, and be sure to put in consistent effort. Far more mods get started than get finished, so it's important to put in a consistent effort and get at least a little bit done every day. We're getting through this email. Thanks for sending in so many thoughtful questions, Connor. Next part.
Group question 2. Interesting. Any funny stories you guys have from this summer that you would like to share, besides the events of the summer beach trip, of course? Anything that involves the player not being there. Interesting.
Oh, great question. Anyone have anything they want to share for the summer?
Yuri got really badly sunburned near the end of the summer. She was sitting outside reading and completely forgot about the sun. Her arms were really badly burned. Count to 10? Why? Why should I count to 10? Why should I be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Actually, you didn't say where I should start from. Should I have started from 0? Did that just happen? That was rude. But also okay. I'm in the process of recovering here, and you throw another one at me. How could you do this to me? How long were you saving up? I mean, for a long time, obviously, but wow. Good, right about your anvil experience. Oh, that's gonna be a fun one. Oh my god. I'm gonna be honest, I could not, there was, no, how, there were so many of them! Where do you even keep those anvils? They were piling up all around the place. Jesus. Like, yeah, I know we're talking about Yuri's problems right now of being sunburned, but I think I have more of a right to complain right now. If I am dizzy by the end of the stream, which I sometimes am, I know I know the reason for it today. Jesus. Countless anvils fall from the sky, you never know, never heard. Many of them fall. Which one shall make you flat? Oh, damn it. Well, you're already writing for me, I guess. Arms were really burned. They were like glowing red.
Yeah, you could feel the heat if you held your hand over her arms. Did that burn heal up okay, Yuri?
Yes, it started peeling right before school, and
You don't need to talk about it if it freaks you out. New topic, I'll tell you my favorite story from the summer. This was when we were at the aquarium.
It was definitely getting into the cutting again, probably. That's what happens when you hold out on poems. Damn it. I was tempted too much with anvils. Well, you yeeted one in there for good measure.
This was when we were at the aquarium. I was walking by an exhibit. And who do I happen to see but Sayuri and MC being all unbearably cute and shit?
Pepper puree, anyone? No. No. No.
They're all like, oh, move over here. Look at this quillfish. And the other one would run over. It was cliche and adorable. And I'm watching them go up to this one exhibit and they don't know I'm there. There's these fish in it called kissing fish. And the fish are always bumping their lips together like they're kissing. And Sayori points and laughs and MC laughs back. And they whisper to each other for a while in a giggly way. And then MC pecks Sayori on the lips. She turns red and starts laughing really hard. Frenzen was truly diabetic.
I didn't realize anyone else was watching that.
We weren't really paying any attention to our surroundings, were we?
We sure weren't.
So quite done with this email, let's keep going.
Group question 3. Is Natsuki cute?
She is.
Yup. Do I even need to say that I'm not cute at this point?
She's cute.
she is of course cute. However, calling her cute reinforced the idea that her character is centered around her cuteness, and she quite understandably does not like that. She's much more than simply someone who is cute. She is also witty and insightful and an excellent judge of character and a good friend. She is honest and open and understands people well.
And caustic.
And sometimes very caustic, yes. But to reduce someone so complex and gifted to the single word cute diminishes her character. It reduces her to a stereotype. That's why she hates it so much. So while she is cute, she appreciates it if you don't make that the centerpiece of your interaction with her.
Okay, yeah, that's all true. Except I'm not cute, get it straight.
Oh, wow, this is a long one. Yes.
Second to last part of this email.
There are a few things I would like to point out regarding the recent events. 1. I want to say congrats to MC and Sayori getting together. I send good luck and prayers that everything works out in the end for you guys and your future together. 2. I can see you. Yuri having the potential for a very bright future ahead of you. Keep it up. You're doing fantastic. Natsuki, stop smoking so much. It's ruining your health. and you don't want the side effects to manifest later in life. I don't care if you're mortal or not. Natsuki's cute. I agree, Natsuki's cute. For MC, if you are unable to give at least some kind of rough sketch of your future goals, I suggest you take some time as soon as possible to start budgeting your life out. Kind of just get out a piece of paper, start writing things down, things you want to accomplish, places you want to go, etc. And don't use your preconception of being immortal to keep yourself from taking on more responsibility. Heck of an email!
Yeah, it was long but thoughtful.
Thank you for the well wishes. I hope things work out for us too. But I've learned that the things you need to focus on are things working out right now. And they are.
Yeah, live in the now. Seize the moment. Grasp the day.
Exactly.
Thank you for the compliment. I'm not sure what precisely constitutes as a bright future in a computer simulation, but I suppose a fulfilling life is what I should hope for, and hopefully I will achieve that.
You don't control me, man. I'll smoke if I damn well please, but it being potentially bad for me is noted. I knew that already though when I started. I just want to see what it was like. I think I know now though. I guess the next challenge will be for me to quit whenever I want to do that, but I don't yet, so deal with it, I guess.
That seems like a lot of work. Plus, I don't want to get too attached to the future goals, which I may or may not be able to accomplish, you know? As the PP had to. You had to grasp the PP. Why did you have to grasp the PP, Rob? Huh? Right now, I'm happy living life as it comes. I don't need to make any tough choices about what to do with my life just yet. And if that changes because we disable the time loop or whatever, I'll have plenty of warning. So for now, I'm just going to live one day at a time.
There's one more bit to this email, hang on.
Whoa, okay!
Yikes, that's a lot.
So much for one more bit. That is not a bit, that is like, wow. Okay. For Monica. I'm not sure how to put this in words that wouldn't risk being offensive to you, so I shall apologize in advance before saying this. You can even choose not to read it if you don't want to, but I need to say it. I don't believe the path you are planning to take is a path that will provide you with everlasting happiness. I just hope that someday you make it to our reality and be with your player, because ruining your opportunities just because you're so afraid of death just doesn't seem like the Monica that I know. I mean, no pets, no spouse, and no kids. It is a perfect setup for a lonely, depressing, meaningless life. A life that no one should have to go through. You mentioned before that you wouldn't want kids at some point in your life. But I will tell you right now that your opinion is not a wise or smart one. Throughout my 19 years of living on Earth, every married couple I have ever known that hadn't had any kids have been utterly destroyed from the inside. Over time, the couple drifts apart and do their own thing, mainly because there isn't any single goal that both people work on together at some point. And it all crashes down eventually, regardless of how well the relationship started. Over time, the people ended up hating each other, and, worst of all, have realized that they have wasted so much of their lives because they neglected the opportunity to give their lives more meaning and responsibility. Kids allow couples to focus on a single goal in mind, and become so much closer because of it, assuming other factors don't get in the way. So I greatly encourage you to go out of your comfort zone, get some experience with either animals and or kids before you cross over. Maybe own a pet, and maybe work in either an orphanage or do babysitting. There's so much more to life than just a career. Promise me you do at least one of these before you cross realities. If you are scared of getting a pet because you know it will die in the future, then you most definitely need to overcome that fear. The animal will die eventually, so why not make its life so much better? That's all for that. Thank you so much for hearing me vent and rant about this, and I sincerely apologize if I have offended you in any way. It was just something that I had to get off my chest for a while now, and I'm glad it is gone. And thank you everyone for answering my questions, comments, and concerns, sending your love and support to each and every one of you beautiful bastards. Sincerely, with everlasting love, Connor F. Long, you don't have the patience. Yes, I did. Got any of that? No, I mean, my patience is very limited, and I don't want to share it because I'm very happy with the patience I have. Prefer not to have kids due to my problems with anger sometimes. That is very fair. That is very fair. Gotta manage your anger, because if you have kids and are a very angry person, then the risk is there for you to let it out on the kids, which is bad.
Yikes, that's a lot. I'll give you a minute to read it. Well, one of the couples I know that's been together the longest has no kids and they don't want any. They're very happy together and have been together for years and years. They work on things together besides kids and their bond is very strong. I don't know. I have made up my mind to have kids or not. It's just something I have no intrinsic desire for. I mean, if I really do get out of here, I'll probably change my mind about a lot of things. But as to your last question, why not adopt an animal if it'll die anyway? If I don't adopt it, I won't get attached to it. And then when it dies, it won't hurt so bad. I guess that's one benefit of kids. You probably won't live long enough to get hurt by them dying. Unless you happen to be an immortal AI in the first place. I'm being depressing again. Thanks for your email, Connor. It was a very interesting one. Let's see what's next.
Where are your families at, bees?
Oh, we get asked this a lot. Let's answer it. My parents work in another city and I'm kind of a permanent latchkey kid. I think the situation might be stuck that way. They visit now and again, which means I have to revert all the changes I've made to the house. But it's just me and them. I'm an only child.
My parents are around. They both have jobs that keep them from working late. That keep them working late. I have a twin sister, but she goes to a different school from me. One of those fancy boarding schools. She's a lot smarter than I am, so she's earned it.
He says there's nothing like him.
It's true.
I'm an only child. My mother passed away when I was very young, but my dad's still around and he's really awesome.
So your dad is the nicest guy I know.
My family's complicated. My mom and dad don't live together anymore. I have one older sister. It used to be that she lived with my mom and I with my dad. There was this stupid as hell agreement they came up with. But now my sister goes to college.
And she's also the only person Natsuki has total unironic respect for.
Oh, that's not true. She's just the only person I let know it.
I have a large extended family, but only a few of them live with me. I have a much younger brother who goes to elementary school. My mother is a homemaker. She's very traditional. My father, of course, is the breadwinner. And we also have an uncle that lives with us, my father's brother. He works at the same place as my father.
Her uncle is cool, but he's kinda weird. No offense.
He would not be offended. He is kind of weird, but in a good way.
Alright, good email. Let's move on.
Let's see what else was going on. What do you have? Yeah. I crave freedom, and getting a family will bind me. That is, again, a fair point. That is a fair point.
Let's move on.
This question is for any gamers. So many games have been discussed, but I'm curious about Doom. No one played it? They got them making the soundtrack for the last two games, which are part of the reason it's popular. So, Doom?
MC at Natsuki, looks like you're up.
I finished Doom Eternal now. Took a while to beat it on the hardest difficulty for me, but I got there. I love how fast-paced and mobile the play feels. It's like a really twitchy Twitch game, if that makes sense. Anyway, I think it's a lot of fun. Although after like an hour of it, I have to stop and rest my eyes and thumbs, you know. What did you think, Natsuki?
The longer the icon of Sins is on Earth, the stronger he will become.
Yeah, but what did you think of the gameplay?
You can't just shoot a hole into the surface of Mars?
Did you actually play the game?
Nah, I just know the memes. First-person shooters are okay, but for the most part, they're just not my jam.
Natsuki! Thank you! Thank you! I agree, first-person shooters are not my jam either. I get why people like them, like really competitive, they can get really competitive and stuff. And I have played like a little bit of that kind of stuff, like for example, Danganronpa Another Episode. It wasn't a first-person shooter, but a third-person shooter, but still counts into this similar-ish category. and was decent. But it's like in general, those kinds of games aren't necessarily my jam. I fully agree on this. Did I beat the original Doom? Oh, a message, my sub disappeared. Yeah, for one message, I don't know why.
There have been so many of them, you know? They all just kind of feel like slight variations of the same formula for the most part. There are some truly great ones, don't get me wrong, but mostly for me, it just feels like I've been there, done that with FPS games now, I guess. But Doom does have some very tasty memes, so I appreciate it.
Solid opinion, I can't knock it.
I don't understand any of that. Let's move on.
Hello again, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I have another romantic question for everyone. So these type of questions make any of you have uncomfortable thoughts or feelings. I know what it's like to have a romantic thought and feeling in my head and be confused about it. If any of you do, just go for it. You'll always feel better in the end, promise. Okay, anyway, my question about your first kiss. How old were you when you had it? Who was it with? Where was it? How long did it last? How did it make you feel?
Oh, it's a child email.
She is the one who asked about our feelings about children before.
She is. How was I depends on what you mean by first kiss. If it's like the first time I kissed a boy at all, like other than kissing my family on the cheek or something, it was MC when I was 7, I think. I kissed him on the forehead and he kissed me on the forehead, and we were playing Castle.
I forgot about Castle. We used to pretend we were the king and queen of like a big kingdom, and we built a castle and we pretend a bunch of our subjects were coming with complaints and gifts and stuff. That was a fun game.
Yeah. If you mean the first time I kissed a boy like romantically, that was also MC.
Really? But I mean, Kenzo?
We actually never kissed like that. Just pecks on the forehead and stuff. Pecks on the cheek and stuff. The first real kiss I have was the second morning after I nearly ran Monica's escape plan program. We were talking about the night before and officially confessed and became boyfriend and girlfriend and all that. And then we were really tired and fell asleep right away.
Fell asleep, you say?
With me in the bed and him on the ground, like I've told you.
Yes, of course.
That is what we did.
Never lost it, because I don't lose, yes. I also still haven't, like, lost my first kiss. Very sad. Maybe one day, we shall see. But yeah, don't lose. Also, good night, Spinner. I'll see you around another time. Thanks for being here.
And which are you apparently still doing? Which you are apparently still doing because you guys are so pure.
Anyway, MC was laying on the ground still when I woke up and started to move around. But he must have been awake before me because as soon as I started shifting around, he got up and walked out really quickly. Wait, what were you doing?
Brushing my teeth.
We were preparing. You had it all planned out.
I sure did.
Well, I sort of came awake and got up before I fully realized MC wasn't there. I was kind of in a groggy haze. And then he walks in and he's got this look on his face. And he walks up to me with no hesitation and puts both arms around my waist and pulls me in and kisses me.
MC the Planner.
Like, he really kisses me for a long time. A really long time.
I was terrified.
He didn't seem like it. Anyway, it made me feel just incredibly tingly. And everything else in my brain shut off. It was just tingles.
Same here, basically. Except I was also scared out of my mind. I'm not sure why exactly, but it took a lot of courage to do that.
Well, I'm glad you did.
My story isn't nearly as super romantic.
Mine either.
Who did you kiss? Why have we not heard this before?
It was a couple of years ago at our time, long before I knew about the simulation, or before the player came. Everything was pretty normal back then. I was still a hard worker who didn't really relax ever. Anyway, I was working as a volunteer to set up a school dance, and after it was set up, I was selling tickets, making sure trash got picked up, and just keeping an eye on everything, making sure everyone was safe, that sort of thing. And then, while I was working, this boy came up and asked me if I wanted to dance. I told him I was working, and he said he knew I was working, that I was working too hard and that I should take some time to enjoy myself, and then we danced. Normally I don't like dancing, I especially don't like high school dances, but I had a lot of fun that night, and at the end of the night, to thank him I guess, I just kissed him, just like that. I'm not really sure what he felt like, what it felt like beyond the physical sensation of lips touching. It only lasted a while, and I certainly didn't hate it. But I also didn't feel any weird electric or tingly sensation like Sayori and MC talked about.
Who was this boy?
I'm not sure you want me to say. Nothing much came of that evening. I think I'll keep it a secret.
Fine, I'll just tell my story. This was also a couple of years ago for me. It was with Saburo, you know, that kind of tall guy.
The one who's always carrying the green school bag.
Yeah, him. I kissed him back when I was kinda weirdly in love with another boy. I think I've told you guys about it before, but I wanted to prove to myself that I didn't love that other boy. Even though I totally did. Anyway, I kissed him here at school on a break. I kinda liked it, it was pretty quick. Made me feel like kind of a badass for doing it.
Oh, I have not yet kissed anyone, not in the way that you mean, but I would like to someday, of course.
Do you have questions for that too?
Oh,
Alright, let's see.
oh, I see.
If you haven't had your first kiss yet, no judgment, how do you think it'll feel? Do you know who you'd want to do it with? No need to tell if you're uncomfortable, just if you know. And how would you want it to go? Location, time, level of intimacy in relationship with person, etc. Spooky Mom 5 came out. Ooh, interesting.
Oh, I see. Oh, I have no idea how it will feel. Oh, I presume, from my friend's experience, that it will be a pleasant experience. I have a few ideas for the sort of person I would want it to be with. Suffice to say, it would have to be someone I was very comfortable with and felt safe around. As for the setting, well, I'd probably be a perfectionist about that. Maybe they'd surprise me by kissing me. I'm not sure how I'd feel about that. Ideally, I would want it to be able to set. I would want to be able to set the mood myself, somewhere private and inside, maybe with music and pleasant aromas, probably in the early evening. I'm probably over planning, and it won't actually go anything like that, but I can hope.
Let's see, there was one more part in this question.
Anyway, I hope this doesn't make any of you feel bad. You're really cool and deserving of love and compassion. Thank you for being here for everyone, we all appreciate you and your interesting lives. Bonus question, would MC be comfortable cross-dressing for the club? Or at least just Sayori privately? He's a cute baby. He deserves a cute outfit and head pads from Sayori. Oh, okay. Vacation Earth time, 24 hours of the day. What?
Question seems pretty clear to me.
Well, I definitely wouldn't for the club. I'm not into that kind of thing. Definitely not in public at all.
But what about just for Sayori?
Why would Sayori want anything like that?
Yeah, but what if she did, though? What if she really, really wanted you to?
If she really, really wanted me to, I don't know, I have a hard time saying no to anything Sayori wants, mostly.
Don't worry, MC. I'm not going to ask you to do anything like that. Yet. Well, that was a fascinating email. Thank you, Charlotte. I think we have time for one more.
Okay, I was curious to know if any of the members had ever listened to any of Dan Barrett's work. I suffer from severe depression and his music has been an immense emotional outlet and something to empathize with. Love you all, especially Monica.
I think when I sent this around, me and Sayori ended up liking it most. I'm not normally the biggest fan of this kind of jazz. I really like sadder jazz or torch jazz. But this was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. What did you think, Sayori?
Sayori, did you like the Dan Murray jazz?
Oh, yes, I did. I can see why it would help you with mental struggles.
That took nearly 30 minutes. Well, again, we might finish a little bit before the 3-hour mark, maybe pretty close to the 3-hour mark. We'll see how it goes.
I can see why it would help you with mental struggles. It's very uplifting, and it's musically interesting enough to distract you. That always helps with me. It's good that the music has strong emotional value, whether negative or positive. Even if it's sad, it helps me focus on sort of an abstract sad feeling instead of my sad feeling. And if it's interesting as a piece of music, that's distracting in a completely different way. So yeah, this seems like good depression music. Hopefully you don't need it too much. Alright, well I think that's all the time we have for emails today. There's just one more item on our agenda, besides poem topics and so forth. Last week my choice for club activity was to read the yellow wallpaper. Did everyone read it?
Yes, I did. It was delightful.
I thought you might like it. We'll talk about it in just a second, I promise. Did everyone else get through it?
Yep.
It was a tough read, but I got through it.
Sayori, did you read it? Sayori?
Oh no, she's about to have another episode. She is about to have another anger episode, isn't she?
Yes, Monica, I read the damn book! And it's typically Monica-focused story. Everything has to be about you, doesn't it? Absolutely everything. Even things that are supposed to be literally for the club have to be all about poor Monica. It's not just infuriating, it's disgusting. It's weak. Sayori, it's just so typical. The only pain that counts is yours. We all need to focus on you. Everyone, look at how hard she has it. She wants a thing she can never have. The way the world is makes her sad.
Sayori, stop the...
No, MC, not now. Well, hey, Monica, guess what? Do you know what makes me sad? Do you? You make me sad, Monica.
Okay then, hashtag stop Monica abuse. Damn.
You literally forced me to be sad by directly controlling my mind. And you made Yuri insane and she killed herself. And you tried to do the same thing with Natsuki and ended up just killing her directly. And when Code got tired of it and deleted you, you committed to going away and then didn't. But still, today, even now, you expect us to dwell on how hard it is to be you, how hard it's for you. And talk about the artistic value of your huge wistful angst as you stare out a window. And I'm honestly so done with it. It's infuriating. You are the most egotistical, selfish, sociopathic person I've ever met. And being around you and hearing you talk for more than 10 seconds drives me crazy. And I am done. I'm done.
Whoa, easy there. Let's calm down a little.
I'm not calming down. Not this time. It's always me who has to be okay with her when she's like this. Never the other way around. She can always just conveniently ignore me or change me on her whim. Well, this time I'm not okay with her. And this is just what that looks like.
Okay, understandable. I get why you'd be angry, but maybe let's tone it down just a tad.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. I guess, I probably my sister Osha. Yeah, fuck you and the sexy sax man, what? Okay. Yeah, she deserves it. Honestly, yeah, no, I think... Sayori has every right to be mad at Monica for what she's done. She has every right to be mad. But you think that... It's just that this comes out kind of out of nowhere for Monica at this point. Because at this point she thinks that everyone has processed it. Because everyone talked about it and everyone's like, yeah, you're fine. So this outburst, while it's totally justified, I think it just comes at like a time where literally everyone supposedly already worked through what happened. Which is why it feels a little bit weird, a little bit uncalled for, even though it really isn't.
Maybe if we just
Sayori stares icily at Yuri.
MC, do you have any,
No.
Monica, can you come apologize or something? It's getting kind of... Monica?
See, typical.
Well, damn. Also custom CG, nice. Well, I say nice, but we all know it's not, what's happening right here is not nice. It's far from nice.
She can't handle even a little bit of actual adversity.
Sayori.
Monica? Monica, wait, come back!
She's gone.
Good riddance.
She didn't deserve that. You went too far. You've let your own feelings hurt everyone.
You don't control me anymore.
Do you think she's still going to be able to get to the student council meeting for us?
Probably not.
I'll do it. I'm the vice president, so if Monica's going to run crying, I'll have to do it.
You can't do that. You have no idea how to do that. You'll mess it up and ruin everything if you try.
I just need to figure out where it is and when.
Well, damn. Style change, what? That's just the style of the artist who made the artwork. Like, you can't expect them to be able to copy the same exact style of the original DDLC CGs. But they did well. They did well on the art. Rain clouds being right. Yeah, no, the rain clouds did have a point there. Oh well. But she's being stubborn now. I mean, it's nice that she's fighting the rain clouds, but the rain clouds today kind of had a point on multiple occasions. So, where's Monica again?
She suddenly fell ill, so I'm filling in for her.
Okay, you know this is a very important meeting, right? We're contemplating some pretty extensive changes to the club, potentially.
Of course. I'm fully prepared to proceed. And, yeah. That's about all I can think of.
I see. Oh, thank you, Sayori, for coming in, especially as a last-minute replacement.
No problem.
Well, you know our decision in an email shortly. I suppose we'll let you know, or...
No, I'd say let Monica know. She'd probably still be the best person to contact going forward. She's just out today.
Alright, well, thanks again for coming.
You're welcome.
So, did anyone get what you were saying?
No.
No.
She's a really nice girl, but she isn't that bright, is she?
Honestly, I'm a little troubled.
By what?
Originally, I was going to just brush the literature club down to normal status, but you feel bad about it now?
Yeah. Taking advantage of Monica being gone and having poor Sayori unable to do anything in her place, it feels wrong. Here's what I'll do instead.
Go on. Club shut down? Hopefully not. It seems like they're not doing it. Just the whiplash, yeah, I mean, I guess I get it. Somewhere nearby, Monica's crying.
Code, are you there? Did you come visit me because you knew I'd be sad? I know you don't really have any choice in the matter, but it makes me feel better to pretend that you do. Like you knew I was having a bad day and decided to come by to help me. It's alright. I know that's really how it is. I just wanted you to know that it gives me that much strength to have you around.
Monica sang for a long time. Her crying isn't audible, but tears are running down her cheeks. So it's just volatile right now. I'm not gonna say she didn't deserve it. I'm not gonna say she deserved it. Because again, I feel like what Sayori said was justified in a lot of ways. But, like, it feels rude to say you deserve that, because really, like, it's not a truly fully factual statement to just say you deserve it. So it's just volatile right now.
Yes, that's true. By ignoring her tone, she wouldn't have said all that if she didn't feel it. And it's Sayori, so if she feels so much she needs to say it, she feels it a lot. And after all, she's right. All those things she said, not a single thing was wrong. It was really angry, but she had a right to be. It's just hard. I thought I was finally moving past all that. Trying to grow as a person, you know, and I know I deserve this, but like she said, I'm selfish. I make everything about me, and right now, just remembering all that makes it hard to move on from it. Her bringing it up again just plunges me back into all that despair. Not only for what I did to everyone, but the way it felt that made me do it. And all those awful, horrible familiar friends that kept me company for so long. I suppose I should thank you for listening to me vent. I'm honestly trying not to feel so sad about it. I just have no idea what I'm going to say to Sayori. I wish I knew how she felt. I definitely need to apologize to her again. Oh, I have an email. Hang on.
Yeah, you look at that email. It is justified, but that doesn't make him 100% right. Yeah. The meme of inner code? No. Just no. Again, I still don't know whether or not I should feel violated about that email, about that meme. Like that screenshot, I really don't know if I should feel violated by it or not, because the way it's capitalized makes it seem like it's referring to me by name. Like if code is capitalized, I usually feel like, oh, okay, my name. And it is capitalized in that, so it definitely felt weird.
Well,
Will occur effective immediately. That change will be the Literature Club will be required to have a faculty advisor / sponsor per school policy. A volunteer advisor has been selected and will join the club at its next meeting on December 9th. That advisor is chemistry teacher Miss Ida, who will be reached at room S304 or the following email address. Wow, that is,
well, this is unexpected.
Monica was the imposter. I was afraid of the inner code. Please don't. Stay away from the inner code if you can help it.
I'm going to need to think about this. I guess the real question is, should I talk to Sayori about this? No, I probably need to talk to her about the other thing that happened today first. That's more important. But I also need to talk to Miss Ida and to all the club members. It's going to be difficult stopping her from figuring everything out in the long run. That would be really distressing for her. Well, that can all wait for tomorrow and the break week we have coming up. For now, I need a rest. It's been a long day. I'm really grateful that you spent time with me this evening, Code.
Nearly ruined the club. Damn.
Stupid! I was so stupid! I ruined everything! I'm the worst! The worst!
Do you see the email from the student council?
Yes!
Are you alright?
No! But I don't need you to come over or anything. I'm safe. I just need some time to myself.
The music doesn't make it seem like you're okay by yourself. Alright, none of this is your fault, and I love you. Slow down Sayonara. Yeah, it is a little bit of a remix version of Sayonara, which doesn't make me very hopeful about how Sayori is feeling right now.
I love you.
It was your fault, though.
Yeah, but I stood up to Monica. I was right about that stuff.
Maybe. Probably not. All this newfound confidence.
I suddenly thought I could never be wrong. As though I weren't usually wrong about everything. It's strange. I don't feel worthless or suicidal. I guess that means I'm getting better. But I do feel really bad. Coping skills. I'm supposed to use coping skills for this.
Sayori takes several deep breaths.
You're fine. You're a good person. Things seem worse than they are. Your opinions are good and worthy of respect. You shouldn't doubt a feeling or belief you have just because it comes from you. You're not garbage. You're not garbage. You're not garbage. You're not. You're a good person. Really. Huh? It feels like a joke. And what if it's actually wrong? What if I actually am a terrible person? Maybe I'm just fooling myself. What if I really do just hurt people around me? Objectively a bad person. Like I've always thought.
No, we don't need a depression relapse right now. We don't need a depression relapse. That's all for this week. The club has next week off, so we'll see you again on December 9th. No, that is not the case. I will see you all next week, as per usual. Don't forget to email Monica your questions for the club at lit.club.press.monica@gmail.com. Special thanks to YouTube/Mixer Bantelope for letting us use the Vaporwave Sayonara theme. And to Jason Stakes for the Monica CG. The rest of the credits can be found in the credits.txt file. See you next time. Monica's Prison Literature Club. No. Well, I gotta save here again. I don't know why I'm always saving on this menu. It doesn't make sense for me to do it. Oh well. But that is, the stream, basically. 2 more episodes done. So next up, I might as well see. So next up we will start the second half of Season 2. That's gonna be fun. Hopefully, we shall see. And hopefully nothing too bad happens. Really excited to see how Season 2 is gonna wrap up. I wonder if by the end of Season 2 Miss Ida is gonna be in the know. I wonder if she's gonna be in the know by the end of this season. Maybe not, maybe she will be. But I guess we will find out eventually. Raid? Absolutely raid. Why would we not raid someone? You know how I do this. You know we're going to raid. I just have to quickly check to see who is live. Okay. Rob? Since you're the most experienced TDLC extraordinaire and you like the game so much, here's the question. Do we raid Sordy VTV, who we've raided in the past, who's currently playing Splatoon 3, or do we raid a random DDLC streamer? Part of me thinks we should go for a random DDLC streamer today. But what do you think? What do you think about who we should raid today? Random DDLC streamer it is. Okay, Doki Doki Literature Club. Let's see. Oh, there is me! Haha! Let's see. Let's check out what this person is like. Quickly gotta check before I actually do the actual raid. It is very hard to hear that person. You know what? I think I'll rate them. Sure. Psychia Bloodheart. Sure. I'm thinking this might be a first time playthrough. What the heck is the heck is a game? Alright, yeah, we'll rate them. Seems like they could be nice. The vampire. Yes, the vampire. Alright, I'll set it up. And we will head on over there. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this stream. Again, Friday, we will do Friday Night Funkin'. More DDLC on Saturday, as always. And yeah, I will see you next time. Maybe I will be able to squeeze in another Genshin stream this week. We'll see about that. If I can squeeze one in, I will try to tell you in advance on Discord. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you around. Bye, everyone. And goodbye and thanks also to those who are watching this as a VOD. Your help is also really appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you around. Bye. It was nice having you.